got it on low latency. Dean, I have it on low latency, but low latency is still about 11 to 12 seconds. I was just capping. It's not like an hour, but but I mean, like Discord is instantaneous. Discord is like literally like we are literally talking on the phone, and I can see your screen and your chart moving in real time. Boy, with YouTube, it's anywhere from a 10 to 12% latency. So like they have low latency, medium, and then they have high latency, which is like high latency must be like 2 minutes or something. I don't know what it is. He said it's like TikTok, yeah.
We just popped that high on ES.
We did, yeah. Bullish. Zero scenario should you have been considering going against this. Hey, bro, what are you talking about, bro? You literally just said zero scenario should we be considering longs. And then you
Hey,
also
Chris, you
said zero
ready?
scenario we should be considering shorts. Yeah, we at the top of a vertical liquidation break squeeze. So why would you buy the tip top? And then also, why would you short this when they're clearly trying to pop this high? You know what you're
What's
doing?
good,
Doing
Murdoch?
nothing. Hold on.
You tried ES or you tried it NT?
Oh no, that's how I lost my account yesterday. I'm not fucking with ES no more until I can learn how to read it better. Well, also I was sizing way too large for ES.
But
Way
ES
too
ain't no
large.
joke.
So I'll use ES for pairing
Okay.
definitely because
Okay,
I
yeah,
seem to
yeah,
do
yeah.
much better with NQ and MNQ and the pairing with ES. So until I got like $15,000 inside of like a live account or something like that, ES is gonna stay away from my account.
Chris,
It-
it sound like you and your feelings, Chris.
Oh no, no, I bet. Oh, trust me. Yesterday was the day I'm in my feelings. I've had a great
Look at that
morning, which is also
squeeze.
why I'm hopping on later because I needed to make sure that I
Look
was in
at
the
that.
proper mental state to be in this
God.
market today. So after a good morning and chill and a nice cup of coffee, a shower, I'm here. I'm not doing anything stupid like trading ES.
Wow. Look at that.
So I'm just here for a good time. I'm already up
Understood.
200.
Understood.
Look at that squeeze, bro. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we're filling
bro,
that nice big gap that was made back on
Look at no
the
man's land.
16th of January.
Wow. Look at that
this shit
squeeze,
crazy,
dude.
bro. This shit crazy.
That's
Honestly, this is where I
crazy.
thought we were gonna go like a day or two ago, but it just wasn't in the cards.
I knew we wasn't going there until we swept that 25, until we swept 2590 area, 2560 area, 66,
300
25 sixty
points.
six area. That's the
Wow.
area I was looking at.
I
Thanks,
was
We
looking at
swept
that
Murdoch.
that.
area
Wow.
too, and I just
725.
married the wrong idea. Let me just tell you, I married the wrong idea because I was looking at
Wow.
that the entire freaking time.
Wow. So
Hey,
Chris is up.
Murdoch, that was on QQQ you talking about?
No, that was on NQ.
Chris is up 7:30 off of the call. Guys, listen, I was not live streaming earlier today. We were inside the Discord and I had to handle some things. And the members inside the Discord, they ran it and they helped other people take solid, excellent trades. Great job. That's the beauty of this community. Great job. Boy, E got me excited about that shit. What you do? Excited about what? What happened, Shard? Maybe I missed it. What was I talking about 10 minutes ago?
Man, just being able to read the market
Yeah.
and being able to be profitable continuously.
Man, I'm telling you, guys, it will make you look forward to the next day. I'm serious. I swear to God. Like, you wake up, man, and you like, whew, today another day. I'll make a 500, 1,000, 1,500. Some of y'all $5,000, $10,000. Man, them problems I was facing, man, they ain't too
Look
bad.
at that hourly
They ain't too bad.
candle.
Look at that
Hourly
candle.
candles. Fuck.
Man. Hey, man, bro, my RSI told me to short down here. It's oversold. Why are we still squeezing? They can keep going higher. They don't got to go lower. So today's the day for the RSI people. Man, electrodes, ink ticker. If you sit
All
on the
right, we
side
are
here, I want to
tapping
block you.
into that 1 hour huge gap from the 16th that started 25 671.50 on the
About
top
time for
all
them
the
to
way
ramp
down
this up.
to 25 468 20 or I'm sorry, 25 470 25. We're tapping into that.
About time for them. About time for them to start ramping this up.
Order filled. Order submitted.
I'm gonna short this real quick, and I'm gonna just try and get 40 ticks off of that liquidity sweep.
I got a question, y'all.
Hmm.
Um, does you guys short look MNQ has like a weird Sunday opening and close candle?
Look at that.
Because mine look totally different. I have like NQ with no weird candle, and I have MNQ with a weird candle. I'm just making sure because NQ just set a new high for the week, and it took out Sunday high.
Look at the ES bullish off the hook. Just squeezing nonstop. I
I'm
took a
not.
hell of a
You
trade.
looking at QQQ with the new high?
Look at the ES just squeezing nonstop.
Yes, because
Yeah, I see it.
in my chart I have QQQ with a new high for the week, but on NQ, but on MNQ I don't have a new high. It looks weird.
Yeah, it's a new high. Once it
It
popped
is
that
a new high.
73,
Yeah, it's a new high on that.
when they popped that 473, that's what I was just saying. Once it popped that 473 on the NQ or MQ, I was looking at MQ when I said that. But yeah, it made it new.
So I think that we're going to eat into this 1 hour on MNQ for a little bit, but what my eye is really looking for is that first tap for today's session into that 5 minute on ES ahead.
We might not stop. We might not stop it to the
It's
592.
1050 macro.
Yeah, there is
1050
that.
macro. By the time for them to start heating this up. Hold on real quick.
Keep an
Hold on real
eye
quick.
if you
Let me
don't.
finish
I
getting
mean,
set up here.
if you on MQ, keep an eye on 592 range to make a new lower high. If you're trying to target downside.
Yeah, that 1050 should be bearish. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that
1050.
should push up.
Yeah, I was gonna say because on ES we tapped into. Granted, it was pre-market, but we tapped into that 5 minute down there on ES, and MNQ did
This
not.
squeeze.
I'm interested to see if it's gonna want to try to come back and attack that because I've noticed
Crazy.
that
Look at this
sometimes
squeeze.
when one taps and the other doesn't, usually it's the reverse. Like if MNQ or NQ taps it and ES doesn't, then it'll end up coming back down for it later. So I might use that as a possible idea just to have in the back of my head to like back test or maybe even forward test if we are given the opportunity today. But I
Where
really need
y'all
to
was
see
trying
what
to get
happens
it to
here.
come back to? Where y'all trying to get it to come back to?
It would be a complete reverse of the market, but it would ES would have to, let me see how many points this is.
Look at that squeeze.
I mean, it's not impossible. If ES retracts 367 points downward, I don't think it'll happen in one fell swoop, but this 5 minute was literally tapped and retreated upward at 7:45. So like, I'm interested to see if it's going to come back down and tap that because ES did it, but MNQ didn't, and NQ didn't. So I'm just interested to see if that could be a potential target if we pull back. Big if. Still trying to analyze the market myself a little bit since I just hopped in.
No, I get it. I get it.
Honestly, I'm probably just, if anything, I'm probably just trying to make my idea and mind up for a plan for the 1150 at this point.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, if right now, since we popped that 473, we might get that pullback, and then it might be the setup for the target at 592 for the 1150.
I can see that. That's why I'm not taking your word into consideration. I guess I'm just doing what I should have done yesterday and waiting.
Look at this.
Because I do see a good couple of targets up above, but it really depends on this 1 hour for the Q or MNQ and how this 5 minute tap might look for ES. Because I can definitely see
This short
The
right
only
here
MNQ.
is
reason why
very
I say
ill
that,
advised.
Chris, is because that 590, around that 590 range,
This
is
short right
basically
here is
where the
very
gap
ill advised, man.
is. Basically where that gap is was like
They're just
basically
squeezing
made
this nonstop.
from a Sunday opening.
Yeah, I've got the top of that. I've got the top of that candle for what was it? That's like 4. Yeah, for 4 o'clock is where it actually started, and there's that actual gap up there. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I've got that. It's a target, but not for a like to take a trade because I've got no good entry at the moment. But that's like my first reaction zone I want to look at because that's also the encroachment of this 1 hour. It's like it's a couple ticks ahead above. So I want to see how this plays.
I'm saying like on my chart, I'm getting so much green confirmation to the upside. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not saying no type of bearish, like even to short. Not even one possibility.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
the short I just took right there was very ill advised.
E, my
Mhm.
only thing is NQ took out the weekly high, right? But ES is lacking behind. And the way that NQ is looking right now, it looks like they want to go for at least 20 or 30% of that gap on the
Mhm.
upside.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely.
But I still think we tap into something lower around the 400 and I think, hold on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Murdoch. I'm not fading your long idea. I think there's going to
No,
be
no,
a
no. I'm just
react.
trying to help you set up. I'm just trying to help you set up your bias if you was trying to structure. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So
I
like,
appreciate that.
if you trying to look for a long, I'm trying to help you. Like, if you trying to wait for it presented, you know what I'm saying? I'll wait for a pullback if that's
Oh
what
yeah.
you're looking for. You
Because
know?
honestly, the more that you say that, and the more that I'm trying to analyze where my next target could be and my entry opportunity, I'm seeing a beautiful little tap down on this 15 minute that's about to form. Um, this little 15 minute that's about to form. And that lines up beautifully with a smack off that MA9, or if it goes a little lower to that MA20. And then
Okay.
that would
Okay.
also beautifully with a little bit of a retracement back down to that first 5 minute that's down there on ES. So if that happens, I will be waiting to see the reaction off that. I gotta talk to myself and make sure I'm
Right.
thinking clearly. But I'm gonna look for the reaction off that, or maybe even a little lower with that 15 5 minute overlap. That's around 68, 65, 50 on ES. See how that might pair up, because then that could bring us down into this
This
one
is
hour
bullish off
15
the rip.
minute that I see the top of at 25,293 on MNQ, but we would have to eat through the second lowest 15-minute BISI, which starts at 25,378.75,
This is
lower to
bullish off
the
the rip.
25,341.50 to see if that's even a possible play. I'm definitely looking for a retracement into a couple of zones, but I can see where it will definitely have the fuel to go higher. And
I
if
just
it
feel like your lower high will probably be completed
This is bullish
like
off
for the
the hook.
day.
I should not
Like,
be in this
I
short.
feel like it'll be completed like going into, and that's why I say like that'd be perfect, right?
They're
What
about
I
to
was the
shoot this.
scenario is to shoot up into that nine at the end, bottom end of the gap, right? Which is nine around a 9,590 area, and once it tapped that, make a lower high, and then use a 1208 to sweep down to come start targeting downside liquidity. If
I
that makes sense.
totally agree. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, I see this 1150 being juicy if we start to get a pullback here in the next like 15 20 minutes.
Yeah,
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 I can see that long being juicy and then the 1208 being just as
yeah.
juicy if we get high enough
Juicier.
and tap into some of these
Yeah.
highs up here. I
This
see
is
you. I
insanely
see you.
bullish. This is insanely bullish.
Thank you. That was you just cleared up you just made some clarity for me, Murdoch. Thank you.
Hey, E, I still think that trade should play out, but I think we on a small trend line on the upside and they trying to snap it.
Mm-hmm. You know,
But
this is insanely
but
bullish. This
but
short
but
right
the
here, the short right here that I took is very ill advised. We do have a first presented right here. But however, this is the
exactly.
first presented. So I don't necessarily like I want to add on to this, but however, I don't necessarily trust this. I want to add on to this, but I think they're getting ready to squeeze this. That's what I think personally. So like I don't trust this. And we're getting ready to get an hourly candle close right now. I think this is bullish. I've had multiple
Yeah,
chances to close this out at break even, but I did not.
yeah, the new hourly open gonna be a little bit wild. Would that be a new 4 hour also? Double check on that.
I think they're trying to squeeze this, and I think they're trying to hurt a lot of people. This is dangerous to be. This is dangerous to be teeter tottering around with, goofing around with up here at this highs. I don't want to add anything more to this. Spy 0DT, where's it at? Spy 0DT. HVM. going
If
with
I,
this.
I still think we tap 25 for fully because I feel like they're gonna stop the upside move. It's projecting to make like a V-shaped dump at that peak level, but I don't trust it that much. But I also do think they tap
I think
full
this is
forward.
bullish off the hook. This is bullish off the hook. Only reason why I shorted like this was because of that liquidity sweep. That was it. And I think they might sweep this for this 1050 macro in order to strum out more liquidity. That was the only reason why I shorted that. Otherwise, I took that short a little bit early, and it was extremely ill-advised. I've been in this trade for like 5 minutes. My trades normally last about 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, ES gonna give it to you. I think ES wanna
Yeah, I can
tap
see that short.
69.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see that short playing
I
yeah.
out.
think
I can
ES
see
wanna
Look at
it.
tap
ES.
I can see
6900.
that
Yeah, look
short
at
playing
ES.
out. It just
Bro,
you just got in too early.
NQ is not NQ and QQQ. It is not trying to yield at all. ES, that short would have been excellent on the ES, but
Yep,
NQ is not trying to yield at all. I
yep,
really
yep.
don't feel comfortable. I really seriously don't feel comfortable trying to short this. Anything
It's
early
gonna
trying
give
to
you your
short this
pullback,
has to
but
be
yeah, don't
anything shorting
short
this
live,
right now. It seriously has to
short live.
be. It seriously has to be like less than like 2 to 3 minutes as of right now because
Short live.
this is insanely fucking bullish right. Like, bro, like this is like bullish off the fucking hook. This is
It's gonna
insane.
give you your pullback. It's just that you got in too early.
Yeah,
That's what I
brother.
felt.
Yeah, brother. I don't like this. I'm very seriously thinking about cutting this right now. Just strictly. Mm, I know what I'm gonna do.
Order cancelled.
I feel like it's just the way it's respecting that one. Because if it really wanted to push, it would have pushed. You know.
Bro, bro,
Like
this
I
is
feel like
fucking
the way
Order
it's
bullshit, bro.
submitted.
respecting it,
Order filled.
it's definitely gonna give you.
This is bullish off the hook. I'm gonna reduce the size on this. This is just bullish off the hook.
Order submitted.
This is bullish off the hook.
Yeah, I think the only way that we're going to eat through this 1 hour is if we go tap back into something lower, maybe around like 25,370, and get fuel for that higher push off that lower high or higher low, sorry. Which would pair up around the 1150, which could, if it shoots high enough, pair with that smack off of that 5. And is that another 1 hour? Oh my god, that's another 1 hour.
This does not make me feel confident in short because ES is pulling
I could
back into
see
the
them
zone.
coming down. I could
E,
see them coming down to 460 on MNQ.
bro,
I can see that. I can see that.
ES is pulling back into the zone, and the NQ is literally not even budging.
Yeah,
This is
I was supposed to mention that that short was easier on the ES.
this is insane. Like it's literally like it is literally like not
They
even
making you
budging.
work hard for that, boy.
Man, they're making me work extremely hard for this.
I
I
if
think they're
for
trying to shoot
anybody
this.
that wants to maybe think about it, because I know y'all like when I'm starting to chime in with 1 hours. So another thing that I've found is with the 3 minute chart, that MA9 is fantastic for using for quick, and I'm talking quick. If you read it right, scalping, because it usually there's almost, depending on the movement beforehand, there's almost a pretty good like 10, 15 point bounce off of it sometimes, and depending on the momentum at hand before, plus if we're tapping into another Sibi or Bissi or what have you, it can hold a lot of power. Although I would say the 20 is better, but I've noticed a lot with, like, right now we're tapping on the 3 minute MA9. We're getting that we're getting that resistance, and I think it's gonna go up a little bit at this close for the 3 minute. But just for anybody that likes to do like very quick micro scalping type of things, I've found that MA9 is very helpful for bounces.
They're about to shoot this. They're about to shoot this shit higher.
They gonna get your pullback.
This is the
I'm
pullback.
looking at it. I'm just
This
trying
is
to see
literally the
which
pullback
which
right here.
zone
You
they're
can
going to
see it.
stop in that
They're about
pullback,
to
because if
shoot
they
this.
yeah, because
They're about to
they've
shoot
got
it.
a couple of 5s in this 15 that's sitting here that could be like perfect bounces internally. I wonder if it's going
They're
to eat
about to
through them.
launch
And
just off a launching pad.
yeah, there.
They are actively
Sorry,
trying
yeah, I
to
don't mean
launch
to
this off a
overtalk you. My
launching
bad.
pad. No, you good, bro. They're actively trying to launch this shit off a launching pad right now. I don't trust this and I don't believe this.
Now, just a thought. There is that, I like 1 hours. There is that 1 hour that we formed on the way up to this. What if they blow through those 15s and 5s, go down there to the 5 minute,
filled.
top of that 1 hour to 25,294, and then use that as a launching
You
pad?
got your money, huh? I told you they're gonna
Nah,
give you your
man.
short.
Nah, man. I got out at break
Yeah.
even essentially on the day.
Are they,
I
are
figured,
they
bro,
gonna
they was
give it
ready
to
to
you?
launch that shit off a launcher pad. I should have
They're
held
gonna
on to
give
the
it.
short, but it's okay. It is
Yeah,
what it is.
to you.
I'll get it back on the next one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reevaluate. Yes, sir.
They targeting 440, y'all.
Great trade. Should have
You
held,
might
but it is
you
what it
might
is.
see a couple weeks. Oh yeah. If that 1 minute doesn't close under
4 something.
460, they're gonna shoot this.
That's all I needed. I'm long.
Let's go. Let's go.
This is bullish off the hook.
Yep, they into a 15 and then launch it. A 15, a 1, and a 5.
Oh,
The only way this could be even better entry, it would be is if ES came a little bit further and smacked into that 5.
Holy fake out, bro. This is bullish off the hook. Why do you think I cut that trade or break even? You can literally
And
feel it. You can
and
literally
yes,
feel what they're doing. There's
ES
zero
stopped
reason
the
to be short this. Zero
six
reason. Look at that.
6900. Yep, this thing is bullet.
They just,
but
bro.
Lord,
Yeah, no,
Yep,
this is.
I know ES would have topped that 6900 for sure. I know that. Now they're gonna put a fight on that.
that's what I was just telling you about. That's what I was just saying.
Yep, and I have that 25,500 marked as if we get past that, if we tap that, if we eclipse that, there's no question. It's either going to reverse or it's going to blow the fuck through it. There's no middleman.
Hey, TikTok, I'm going to end the live stream because they banned it because they said that I use bullying words. So I'm getting ready to end the live stream. If you're not following me, you are going to lose access. Let me answer these questions though before I do. Um, I'm gonna tell the Discord that I'm going to tell the Marcus to dump. Yeah, please forgot my mind. How do I join the Disc? How do I join the Cord? Knowledge community page link is inside my bio. You can join it after you from page one from there. $29 per month for everything. No upcharges, no nothing like that. $11 per month for the knowledge community page. Look at the rejection that's first presented. This is the power of a first presented. I'm getting ready to. Yep. Yeah, no, guys. I'm getting ready to. Guys, I'm getting ready to end the live stream and restart it. You got to rejoin or you got to follow me. I'm ending it right now.
I think the rejection off that one is just the excuse that ES needed to pair with it to go down to that 5 minute for the fuel up. I'm really banking a lot on that 5 minute for ES. Maybe I should rethink something.
Wonder if I should reshort this. I think they're trying to. We're doing. I seriously all decide. Like I seriously all decide. I think they're trying to go higher with this. I seriously do. Like that thing right there was insanely bullish. That was crazy. But they just did an insane vertical liquidation squeeze on everybody.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's making me think anything short, but at the same point, everything we just talked about with those pairings, the 15s, the 5s, the 1150, like I guess I'm still analyzing. I should shut up.
What was your TP on that short? Like your original TP on it?
Here. So it would have 100% hit if I would have just held on to it. But I just thought that this was uber bullish, and I shorted it without a first presented, without the confidence of having a first presented. So that's why I did that.
Yeah, I
That's
was a
why
little bit
that's why I
surprised
got
you
out at
went
break
short
even.
on the without a
Order
first
submitted.
presented.
Order canceled.
Yeah, they're making me work hard for my money these days. It's 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 strange how the closer you are to a large payout, the more hard the market seemingly makes you work for it. It's crazy.
You are
Yo,
definitely correct on that one.
So that's the hardest part about yesterday for me is all I needed was the 150 for yesterday, and yesterday would have been my payout. So that's why I was so upset when I was talking to you guys.
Man, hold on. But you
Yeah.
had it because you were up 300, right?
Yeah, and then I went in for that next trade that Chilo warned me against,
Yeah,
and
warned you.
I warned you, but yeah,
I know. Well, and the worst thing is, dude, I made that comment about, oh, look, ES is so much easier to read. It's got such cleaner price action. After that comment, I probably would still have those accounts right now if I didn't trade ES.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that was my mistake. I will learn to look and learn to read ES, but I will not be trading ES for the foreseeable future. Only pairing it with NQ and MNQ.
Oh, we're
That's
giving
all
war
we can
stories.
do.
I see. Well,
All
on
the
my
war-
account as well.
All the war stories. Go for it.
Literally, 1800.
What's this?
It's literally close to getting a PA again and clipped. So for me, I oversized for sure.
It's always the oversizing.
Man, I thought we were not generational, so I generationed it, and
That was the generation.
it's now in the generation. That's all I can say. We weren't wrong, but yeah, I'm not trading. Whenever Trump talking, I'm closing app.
Yo, I made that a new rule. That made rule number
I'm
11
not
for
even
me
gonna
today.
fuck around with that shit.
Hi, Diego.
But new day, we back up. What's the word, bro?
Hey, you was in here when I told everybody to buy at that 137 mark. It was generational right there.
Are you talking about today? Oh yeah, I mean, I just came back from getting a haircut, so I couldn't
Yeah, today
participate.
you was in here earlier though. When I was saying, like, when I was
Shit, you
talking
thought I was gonna put it on and leave?
no, no,
I
no, no,
ain't.
no, no. I thought you were gonna sneak back in like you usually do.
Nah, I should. I just got back. I always, yeah, bro. Whenever something generational, just definitely cost me a haircut. Cost me a generational run for sure.
what are you doing, Chris? Why are you moving your stuff so low?
Really? Really?
I'm
No,
watching you.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I was
I'm
trying
watching you,
things.
brother. What are you
Yo, what? Stalking me over there.
Whoa, I see you move that thing all the way down. I'm like, whoa, what we
No,
doing?
that was my. I dropped my mouse. I dropped my mouse. I swear to God.
This is bullish. They're about to squeeze this. Zero.
I don't know whether to hold this or just take a nice $100 clip off. We're so close to that 25,500 mark.
Hold it, Chris. Hold it. Hold it.
This news.
They go to my target. They go to my target. They go to my target.
They sure are, Murdoch. They sure are.
Yep, Murdoch, you called it. Yep.
Bullish off the hook.
Once they eclipse that, I'm gonna close this, and I'll probably get a good 200 off it.
Yeah, I was about to say once they eclipse that. I mean, you can leave your TP above, but once they eclipse that level, you should go break even.
Nah, I'm just gonna go slightly above it in case they decide to wick it. Maybe I'll get a little bit more out of it, get 300 instead of the 200, and from there I'll make my new trade idea from that moment.
How much is your risk still on that?
Right now I'm up 100.
Okay. And how much you risking?
275.
Yeah,
So it's a little over a 1-to-1, but I'll scale it up to $200 risk.
yeah, because I was thinking about 395 or 305, right? Yeah. I still think they're gonna take out that high that they just put. I don't trust it as in like that's the high for today. But that 5 minute has to stay closed above it. We got 1 minute on it. We gotta stay close above full
They're about to start on the
89.
sell side. They're ramping this up. They're about to start on the sell side.
Chilo, I closed that with $30 in profit. I think I'm gonna go for a little bit more of a retab on something lower.
Yeah, they did not tap into full fully, which was not it was a big deal for me because I wanted to see what they do on that level. And that first long weekend that they sent down there, I thought they would tap into it, which they did not. So I think it's better that I wait and see what they do. If they tap into that and they dump lower, I think the next level will be 323, which will be what set up 1150 macro. And as E always said, that always come
They're
out
better start on the
bullish.
sell side. They're better start on the sell side.
They, yeah, yes, E, but I think that's because it's exactly what Chilo was starting to say. They're trying to set up for that 11:50 because we're 15 minutes from 11:30, which is where I've noticed they've started to try. If they're gonna make it a bullish market for the 11:50, they kind of start to show that hand a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is like that. I think we're gonna go lower. I think we're gonna go for that 5 minute. That's at the top of it's 25 430 inside this 15 that we just tapped on. I think this is a little bit of a fake out push. I think we're gonna go lower to that, tap into that, or if not that, and we blow through it, that other lower 5 minute in the same 15 at 25 409 or 408. I can't quite tell with how I have it set up. And then I think from there, that'll be our launching pad. Beautiful for that 1150. That is actually that's my next trade. I think that's a gorgeous setup if we get that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Murder, I got one question. If you're looking at ES on the 5 minute, doesn't that look like they're trying
Order
to put
submitted.
a higher low? I mean, a higher low to set up upside to the 6930? Anyone else can answer also.
Can you repeat that one more time then?
On the 5 minute,
Yeah, they
ES,
finna shoot up. Oh, yeah, that look like a
ES,
shoot for sure.
yeah, ES look like you want to put like a higher low and then shoot up to 6930. And I'm pretty sure 6930 will be weekly high for ES, maybe, maybe not.
You're right. It will be. It will be.
If it eclipsed that it's 66908 on ES. If it eclipsed that, it's definitely going.
Yep, that will be close to weekly high for ES. If they do exactly what I think they're doing right now, which is a higher low.
I feel like they're gonna use that for the 1150.
You damn right. I don't know if E has any alert, any above there or anything on the other on SPX or anything like that.
So if anybody was looking or using the 3 minute, what I was saying earlier, I like that smack up right
Order
into that
filled.
1 hour, and then there's that MA9 that's right there. You had a good smack up. So I always aim a little bit. If I use that, I'm aiming a little higher than the MA9, so I can get a little bit more of a. If I'm depending on whether it's a put or a long, um, but like that rejection off the MA9 with a little bit of that smack up that I like that. I think it's gonna go lower. We'll smack off this MA20 and this 5 minute that's at 25 431, and I really like that long setup. I kind of owe that to Chilo and Murdoch because I was gonna go shorts because I was aiming for this 1 hour that's down here, but I don't know. I really like how we've been chatting up this long if we get a bit of a decent pullback.
Hey E, can you go over that trade you took for me?
Yeah, that was just a simple volume balance trade paired with paired with. It wasn't necessarily a first presented, but because the other first presented got invalidated, so it's like a second presented. So I so when I saw this being created over here, this right here was a close. So this right here was close at 78. This one right here lower. This is so this right here. So this right here was an 8. This right here was higher than a 5. So this right here was an 8, and it was an 8 at the top of a move after sweeping multiple levels of liquidity, and we had a first presented. This is like one of my bread and butter setups in order for me to steal whatever the distance here is in order for them to fill this. So like I still sized accordingly. So like if they would have shot this up, then I would have kept on re-adding to this in order for them to fill this. I think this carousel will stop spinning. So when we had this first presented over here, that's why I was circling this. So like I was circling this, and then I set this alert right here. This right here was an 8. Like so, if I would have waited like another, I jumped the gun a little bit. If I would have waited like another 5 more seconds, then I guess I could have gotten however many ticks off this. This right here was a free 60 ticks to me. So that's why I shorted it right here. But I really should have waited like another 1 more second. But I thought they were going to come back and fill it immediately. So I just wanted to just steal like a quick 40 ticks. So like that's all what that was. So like I was circling this right here, and I was looking at this, and like this right here was the first presented. This right here was the second presented. I think that this carousel will stop spinning, and the children are getting ready to go home. That's what I personally think.
All
So,
right,
so
thank you.
like, so I'm sort of kind of trying to take stabs at this. So for
They
everybody
said
else,
the children's finna go home.
yeah, the kids are getting ready to go home. The ride is getting ready to end. And I just think that people don't understand it yet, or people don't know it yet, or they might try and short this, and they might get squeezed out on moves like this because they're over leveraged. So the market typically will pull back, and then it is squeezed and it shoot up like this, and it's displaying signatures that like this right here I think was fake, because like they love to do this right here. So like they'll do this, and they'll shoot it up like this, and then this entire move right here, like you could essentially look at this as quote unquote like a mini order block almost. Like this shit right here was fake. Like I firmly believe that was fake. So like once I saw this, and then once I saw this huge displacement like this is telling me that they're not seriously trying to go higher. Because if they were, they would have shot this up, went sideways, and then kept on squeezing. So this right here was the first display of this. Um, um, I think that there's zero scenario where like I'm trying to long this right now. Zero scenario. The only scenario where I consider long this is if they just flash dump this directly down into here, and then we got into like 11:48, 11:47, 11:46, and we were goofing around over here in the zone. But other than that, I seriously think that they're gonna at least pull us back over here into the zone. But this market, as it stands right now, we are still in immediate buy side delivery. They're trying to immediate buy side delivery and intraday buy side delivery. But we are still in a multi-day sell side delivery program. So 2 out of 3 boxes checked for being uber bullish. So the shorts have to be short-lived. I'm just trying to take small stabs at this, and I wanted to get my account back to break even a little bit on that trade. So that's basically like where I'm at right now. So like I'm waiting on them to display more of a bearish signature, or for them to give me a clue or a hint on as to why I should take another trade right now. So that other trade, this right here, it still would have worked out had I held on to it. But I figured that they were going to do this. The only reason why I closed this out over here at break even was because I know that they're just not going to do this immediately. Just go up in a straight line, just down in a straight line. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to do that. I know that they like to do something like this, where like they'll goof it around and they'll tap into like a BISI, and then they'll ramp it up, and then they'll liquidate everybody. If I was at my live cash account, I would have held on to this 100%, no questions about it. But because of the apex, if I get caught in one of these, I'll be ineligible for like an $8,000 to $10,000 payout because of the 30% maximum versus excursion. So I could only risk 30% of my profits. So in a move like this, I would have had to trade for another 2 weeks in order to in order to get that same payout. It's just not worth it. So I'll close out at break even or for a slight $15, $20 loss. And then I'll re-enter, and then I'll re-enter over here on the short again, and I'll make the money again. So like that's everything that I've been doing so far today. Um, but yeah, this carousel stopped spinning, at least temporarily. They might ramp it up again. They might ramp it up again for this 1150 macro. Hold on. They might ramp it up again for the 1150 macro, like Chris was saying. You got to be on alert.
I can't take all that credit. Murdoch's the one that changed my idea from shorts to long. So
Or, yeah, absolutely.
I definitely think we're gonna go higher. I just think we're just gonna go a little shorter first.
I'm sick of this thing popping up the notifications. I thought I muted this channel. I'm about to delete this financial juice thing. It's annoying. How's everybody, guys? I have not checked up on the Discord messages. If you sent something important, I apologize again. I was out for the first hour. Thank God the members inside the Discord were helping other people out. Thank God y'all made some money. While I was gone for like an hour, 45 minutes or so. Man, they're goofing around. I went to 1150. Yeah, AC. They're goofing around. They just got done
Yeah,
liquidating everybody, and we just swept a major internal liquidity. Hell yeah. Yeah, They're goofing around up here at this zone.
The more they hang around his zone, making me think that they're using this to hold for the 1150 to go higher.
Yes, definitely.
This market is trying to shift its character. It's trying. So they might do like a few stop hunts before then, but it is trying its hardest to shift its character right now. We had a first presented that was inversed on this move, but this right here was fake. Then we have this second presenter right here, which has a little bit more weight to it. In order for them to start hunting sell side, there is no sell side until like all the way down into here. There's nothing. Like they're gonna have to dump this, pump this, and then attack it again to engineer more sell side. That's what they're gonna have to do. It's going to the new week opening gap, at least 575. Let me see what we got.
The more that they tap into this 15 and 5 overlap at the top right here at 25 452, the more I think they're just trying to tease those support resistance traders before they dump it into one of those fives in the same 15 to go higher.
Yeah.
So I think the closer we get to 1150, the more possibility for it smacking into, it's already smacking into that 5 up top, but that middle 5 that's at 25 430, if we get a little lower, I think that's a great opportunity. Unless we just take it now. Holy fuck.
Great. Let's see what we got. Great. What was I going to look at? Oh yeah, the pre-market trading plan. That's what I was looking at. Market is in a multi-day sell-side delivery program. Dangerous environment to be married to shorts after multiple external liquidity sweeps. Jesus Christ. Man, if you had this. A dead cat bounce is highly likely. But multi-day wires, we're targeting major draws on sell side. Is immediately on the table in 12-8, blah, blah, blah. The market has shifted as best we listen. NQ is floating in no man's land. This is your second or third warning in the same message from last night. NQ is floating in no man's land, waiting for SPX and ES to bounce so it can rip face the target buy side. The only multi-day sell side on NQ we're targeting is X, Y, and Z. Fourth warning. Expect a God body, lower high bounce at a minimum when it's taken out. However, keep in mind what I said about it being up to ES and SPX on its bounce. As NQ can find support in any of these 15-minute bissies we keep dancing in and start rating, not looking, rating buy-side liquidity when SPX and ES gives the nod. Trump's scheduled to speak at 8:30. Means he'll probably not be on until 9:30. Going to be another wild opening session. Reading is key. Look at that God body. Look at that liquidation squeeze. Candle. Look at this God body bounce here. This was before the market opened. They pulled it back, and when Trump started talking, look what they did to the market. God body. 1.5 percentile in a straight line with no pullback. Wow. That is
Man,
crazy.
Chilo took advantage of that. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, they started that
Did
shit
it
off
right.
at like 9 o'clock. I was like, word?
Man, Chilo took advantage of that.
Man, great trade, guys. Let me delete this because There's a glitch over here on one of these candles. Hold on. I gotta delete the cache. App settings. Service. Clear cache. Relaunch. Okay, that candle's been filled. Good. They're goofing off at these highs here. They're in sideways time distortion.
Hey E, how did you do that?
Oh, you gotta. So sometimes on NQ and MNQ, the candles will get like the candles like it'll skip a 1 minute candle. You got to go to app settings, and you got to go to service, and click clear cache. Mhm. Hey TikTok, can y'all do me a favor? Can we get like 115, 100, like 100 or so likes from each person watching, please? Just 100 likes from each person watching. You're gonna copy the trades and listen to the Discord. And I don't mind you watching for free, but can ain't no man. Ain't no man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not gonna do that. Why would I like the video, huh? I'm gonna just watch in silence and then copy the same trades you take. Or even worse, I'm gonna copy the same trades you take and then not even have enough common decency to like the video. So, but that's backwards. So why would I do that? I know, because I don't know. I like doing things that don't make sense. Like I'm a steal financial advice from someone, but not have enough common decency to either follow them or to like the stream that I'm watching. But that dude did say that. Why should I take financial advice from someone that I'm not following or that I'm not willing to at least spend 15 seconds to like in a video? He was right. Huh. Logic. Which I don't like. Thanks, Swervo. New here, new to trading. I'm here to learn. Okay, Steak. Welcome aboard.
That's the short that I've been looking for,
Yes.
and they
This carousel,
finally give it.
this carousel will stop spinning. It's
What,
zero
me,
seconds.
Sheila?
There should be longer than this. This carousel will stop spinning.
I know Chris is in it, but is anybody else in it?
I'm in it. Once we tap the 5
Thanks
on
for that,
either
my
this
man.
ES or this MNQ, I'm gonna go break even because I just need to see. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna let it ride. I'm only going 183 if I lose. I like that. I like my odds.
Let's take a look at
Yeah, I
the
like the
carousel.
odds on it. If we close any candle under 430 or 430, yeah, 430.75, and if they're not sending any, oh my God,
This
Whoa.
this
Oh, yeah.
carousel will
Dang.
stop
I can
spinning.
tell you right now, what I'm watching is ES because ES is what's gonna F this up.
Chris is up $400 off of
I'm trailing it.
6
Oh,
micros.
Yeah, I'm 430.
That shit.
it
That's
hit me.
I'm leaving it. No, I'm not going to break even because if it comes up, and I have a feeling it would come up, tap that 200, and then retreat immediately, if anything, knowing my luck. I'm leaving it. I'm okay with taking a $183 loss for
There we go.
$1,500 if that's the case. I want to see these reactions off 5 minutes. That's, if I'm being frank, I want to see it tap into that 5 minute down at 25.408.
68.90 on ES.
Guys, this right here is why this is not an alert service. Because you need to understand and you need to be willing to listen, be a student. Chris had just recently turned profitable. He got his first payout with us, and you're looking at his screen right now. This is why this is not an alert service, because I will say something and then you have to have the confidence based off what you personally have back tested and the
Going
knowledge
break even.
and the wisdom that we have here in order for you to become a professional trader, and then you will take the same and then you will take the trade that you feel comfortable with. As you can see, Chris is managing his own trade. That is not my screen. This is my screen right over here in the back. Chris is taking his own trade and he's managing his risk. He's in 6 micros, breathing smooth, targeting $1,500 on this trade right now.
I'm locked in profit at 105. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm not happy with that, but I'm.
I mean, you
content
can
with
move that down. Like,
Nah.
No,
you can move
because
that
like I
down.
said, I'm starting to try to incorporate
about to
those
slip this.
MA20s and 200s into my model a little bit, and they do help me from completely effing up a whole nother 200 points that happen after I get stop lost in profit. Granted, still happy I'm getting stop lost in profit, but if I had adhered to some of those MAs before, I probably would be up much more as of we're talking right now than anything. Like once we tap into this 5, I'm going to go a little lower, but
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, going from 2 to from 1 whatever to 2 is not bad, right there. Like,
Yeah,
The
no, I'll definitely
confidence,
lock it in at 2 and be happy
the
with 2. That'll give this some time to maybe get a little lower, bring those MAs lower, and if it wicks up, fuck it.
the confidence to be able to enter into that trade and being able to listen and being able to interpret to then be able to make $1,500 times however many accounts he's copy trading is very important. You did not be waiting on me to press this button. What do you mean by
Yeah,
multi-day?
see those weak. We should try to sweep on. If they don't sweep under 404, I don't trust the upside. Even though we're approaching the 1150, you got about 15 minutes of safety on your short.
I
We
don't
have
think they're
to
gonna get
sweep
there.
404. If they don't sweep 404, I don't know what they're gonna do. Or maybe they just landslide this thing all the way down.
Make shorter this and manage your risk off this.
Right now, we're about 330 points away from my TP.
They're gonna bounce this market if they tap into this or this one, 100%.
Yeah,
Lock
closer
in
to the
Because
750. Yeah, closer to the
but
750.
however, now will they eclipse this high? Possibly unlikely. But they are for sure going to do a higher low, or I'm sorry, a lower high bounce at one of
Y'all,
these
I'm gonna
inflection
stop
points.
stressing myself. I'm gonna walk away and go get some water like E does. I'll be right
Oh
back.
yeah, nice.
Y'all manage my trade while I'm gone, okay? I'm happy with the 250 that I got locked in, so we'll see what happens.
All right, watch out here. Watch out
We gonna
here.
pull
Yo,
pull
if I come back to full TP, you're gonna hear me scream. Wait, whoa, what? Maybe I won't leave.
When I
Chilo,
said it,
call it. Chilo,
when I
call it.
say,
I'm gonna
hey,
go. I'm
guys,
gonna go,
listen,
guys. I'll be right back.
guys, listen. Whenever I said that the carousel has stopped spinning, you need to not be doing anything contrary to that. You need to be listening to what I'm telling you. I will let you know when the carousel has stopped spinning. I told you that the children were getting ready to go home and they were getting ready to start crying. This is dangerous to be longing up here. This move right here was fake. I just didn't want to risk
Yep,
I just didn't want to risk my payout on this. I told you it was fake.
they going.
This
I
is
think these people
bearish.
gotta try to tap 323 with this move, y'all. I'm sorry. I think 1150 might be an inverse. I think they want to dump this
This is
to
crazy.
323. Yep.
This is insanity. Is Trump talking? No.
I don't think they want to dump it too far though. If they do,
Market maker sell side model. 1150 will bring the buyers in. Potential.
That's 100-point dump.
Look at
100 plus.
Chris's TP. Let's see, guys. Chris just turned profitable and look at his screen. Look at this Discord. Look. Chris is up. Chris is goofing around of God knows how much money.
Oh, yep. He's moving it.
He's
All
up.
right.
As
Chris
you
is
should be. I'm
back.
He's up
saying, like, what?
$1,000 right now
71.
off of this trade that I
I
outlined.
think
Yeah,
he's going to get
that's the
full
best like
TP.
60-second P break I've ever had. Yes, please keep going lower.
Bearish. Zero scenario should you have been considering longs. I
I'm
told
sorry,
you the
I just have a
carousel
thing
was
about
about to
setting
spin.
my stop loss or anything for 666. That's just crying to get killed.
Oh, come on. I want
This is
Chris to get
dangerous.
this full TP badly. Like,
You know
Being in a
what's
short
great
right
about this
now,
is I literally hit the record button 3 seconds before I took this entry. Give it to me. Give me my TikTok legendary status, please.
let's
Come on.
go.
being in a short right now is dangerous. Being in a short right now is dangerous. Chris probably needs
Don't
yeah.
say that, man. Don't say that.
being in a short right now is dangerous. They're tapping into this 1 and this 5 and this 15.
Yes,
Anybody
but we're less
else?
than 100 points away, my guy. Don't say that.
Anybody else being inside of a short right now is
Yeah, I
dangerous
was gonna say this might be
because this is the first zone where the market can seriously begin to hurt you at. If I was Chris
See,
and it's
personally, I would take off
1138.
75% of this trade. If I was
yes,
Chris, I
but
would
I
take
would
off.
look for this. I would look for this tap into the 15 on ES before anything for that jump up because that time pairing is gorgeous if they string this out for a lower for the next 2, 3, 4 minutes. Plus on ES, you've got that VWAP sitting right there at the top almost of that 15-minute. I'm confident. It'll hit lower on ES, which will drag NQ lower, which will bring me into that, and then we are going to get everything that we just ate in back. Come on.
Nice. Bring that
15
A little lower.
Bring that
Full
profit
TP,
a
full
little lower.
TP.
I
One
didn't
more
see that
dump.
15
Full
minute
TV
Bissy.
for Chris.
I didn't see that
One more
15
little
minute
tap.
Bissy
Come
scene. I
on,
didn't see that.
because I know you want to hit this 5 minute right here. Come
Here you
on.
They're gonna come to
go.
this. They're
Come
gonna
on,
come to
baby.
this 15
Come
minute
on.
Bissy.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Let's go. Let's go.
Come
Wait-
on. What
Wait
the
for
hell?
it. Wait for it. And don't you fucking dare.
There
Don't
is
tease
no
me.
way you got
Don't you
edge.
tease me, you dirty little.
Oh my god.
There is no way you got edge. There is no.
I'm getting edged
Oh
right now.
my god.
You son of
Got
Let's
it.
go.
He got it.
And
He
ladies
got
and
it.
gentlemen,
Let's
that
go,
is
Chris.
$1,500, 6 micros, all the accounts. Blow the
ladies
horn.
and
Silence.
gentlemen,
Let's blow the
that
horn.
is how you bounce back from a
Let's go.
losing day. Thank you.
Let's write that down, boys.
And
One
ladies
times
and gentlemen,
one,
that is
1140.
5 beautiful accounts ready to make some moolah.
Let's
What a
go.
trade. What a trade. What a trade for one of the students inside here, man. What a goddamn on trade.
Wow, that's tough.
Wow.
Way to go, Chris.
Way to go, Chris. Great trade, sir. Whew. Wow. Welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard, sir. What a trade. What a listen. What a trade. What a trade.
Oh, for 1150 now? Let's see.
Timestamp 1140. Best to be on alert. Look at this flash here.
Make sure you got it first presented first for the 1150. If it's not showing it to you, do not go head first in it. Look where we tapping into.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. They gave up the entire move just now. They're about to bounce this. Trump is talking.
No way you talking. Please don't talk right now.
I don't think
Did anybody else eat off of
he's live. He's talking right now. I'm literally looking at him right now. Somebody else confirmed that. They'll go on YouTube and type in
I
Trump
was
live.
I was in the trade. YM though.
Yeah, he's talking right now. I promise. I was literally getting ready to press that button just now, but then you started talking. That's what happened to me last time when I got boofed on and I got hosed. So like anything can happen. They can keep dumping this. Great trade.
Good trade, everybody. Let's go.
Did we got a change of character anywhere on that dump? Like a market
Good
structure
call out,
change?
E. Good call out, E, on that reversal, bro. Real shit.
I saw that SMA curving, and I'm like, man, that 1 minute ain't gonna hold.
Hey, do you guys think it's going to come down and fill that SPX gap? Is that what it's going for as well? Because I see SPX is actually diving with this as well.
They just tapped that 5 minute. Biscuit. They're about to bounce this market for a minimum, a decent little lower high. This is bullish. Immediate turn.
It's going higher. It's going to go higher for the 1150.
Immediate turn. This is bullish.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna sneeze at that gap. That gap gonna be left for Garfield Thursday.
Tomorrow.
I'm full porting for 1150. Just
Order submitted.
This is bullish. Immediate turn. I think I gotta watch this. Trump is speaking, but I gotta watch this. Oversized again. Ill-advised on this oversized. Oversized again. My trade entries have been shite as of late. What has been going on with my entries? What's been going on with my entries as of late? They're gonna dump this down over into the zone here. What's been going on with my entries as of late? Why have I been doing that? Just oversized it unnecessarily. Hmm. Cooked.
Yo, Murdoch, not to fade you, but we're looking like that 1 hour I was talking about earlier that to tap into. We're doing it right here, right now.
Yes,
I
sir.
think from
And that's
this
that
moment,
pullback. Let it be for
1150.
1150.
Yeah,
For
baby.
1150. Perfect, baby.
I'm looking for that generational wealth jump, bump,
Jesus
and pump,
Christ.
baby. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
What's been going on with my entries as of late?
VWAP. ES is about to smack into a 5 inside of 15. We're about to smack a 5-minute inside that 1 hour off of the VWAP. Beautifully. I'm seeing a juiced up 1150 out of this freaking world.
Is he still yapping?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, he's still
No,
talking.
not you. The orange man.
To my Trump,
That
man.
wasn't specific.
No, I know, guys. I know. I'm just fucking. Sorry.
Like, oh shit, I thought my mic was
Chris, you
muted.
crazy. Chris, you crazy.
I was about to be like, damn, well, I'll just shut up now.
I thought my mic was muted. My fault.
You know, really.
So if Trump's still talking, then it's gonna dump probably.
Cooked. It's
Yeah.
cooked. It's not going to adhere to any serious logic, any serious fundamentals.
Wow.
And that's how I know to.
I'm
not
already
trade.
cooked for this payout because I went past $750 on this trade.
Okay, we're smacking into that 5, dumping off the VWAP on the MNQ. ES is jumping off of that VWAP as well, also in the 5 and 15 overlap. This could prove to be fruitful.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
1147.
Now the real question is, could they inverse this and use this to eat through?
literally. They do some
Because
type of
that's-
time distortion.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage that it could
You're gonna hear
do
a
to a
grown
lot
man
of
cry.
people if it
Need to
decides to
cook
keep
this
going
shit.
lower.
You're gonna hear a grown man cry.
They're just bleeding this out.
As we
Anybody ask me anything?
just waiting for this reaction off of this this zone here.
Mm-hmm. 1147.
Because what concerns me is that 200 MA is lower around that second 5-minute, also in that 15-minute that we are currently in. So if it doesn't bounce here and it goes lower in the next like minutes, but I think this is going to bounce right here.
We put a bounce and tapping into a 15-50, and we
Yep.
tap it flat. We just
Well,
tapped it.
we're in a 1 hour, 15-minute, and 5-minute. So
I'm in.
the only thing that's going to make it retrace a little bit maybe is we're smacking off of that MA9 right now. So we're going to see a little bit of a push down, but I don't think that's any cause for alarm for shorts unless we go below.
Look at them eat up that entire candle right there.
If we go below 25,258, we might be starting to get cooked a little bit.
This is systematic.
We
They
tapping
just
the
ate
V
up
like
the entire candle just now.
15-minute busy right now.
Right.
Coming into the 1150 right now.
They literally just ate up that entire candle just now. That was crazy.
Sheila said inverse. Oh, it depends what we do with this.
I'm still eyeing Doc's target at 25,500 if I'm being completely honest, because we just missed it by like 2 ticks.
Here we go.
I'm waiting for a little bit more confirmation. I don't want to get moved on.
I see the 1150 setup. They can shoot this. They can shoot this.
I gotta watch this.
I'm so mad. I guess I should have shot my TP a little lower because I guess I had a little bit more on my balance than I would have liked to. So I hit 1,700, not the 1,500. Now I need to make $450 of profit to fully accommodate the consistency level. That does not mean that we're going to
Order
trade anything and
canceled.
everything. We're still going off of the model, Chris. We're still going off the model.
Order submitted. Order filled.
You was in the trade?
I'm in the trade.
E, just out of curiosity, do you ever use a stop loss, or do you just have you just risk it and then you do it manually how you see fit?
Yeah, I typically have like a mental stop loss, and like typically I position accordingly depending upon the current market conditions. But a lot of times whenever Trump is speaking, Trump or CPI non-farm payrolls, it cooks me a lot of the times. So like I just made myself ineligible for my next payout. What I just did just now was I reduced the size in order for me not to have this stop loss here. So I'm trying to specifically manage my risk and prepare for this eventual lower high bounce. I cannot do that if I still stay inside the current size that I'm in. I still think that they're trying to dump this market even though it's 1150.
Inverse the 1150 to give an inverse 1208 makes perfect sense.
So yeah, I reduced the size on that trade heavily just now in order to compensate for them potentially going lower. I'm in risk management mode right now. I'm not even trying to make any money at this point in time. I'm just trying to reduce the damages that I currently have.
Right. So we're bouncing off the encroachment of that first 5 1 hour overlap. I think there's a nice 15 at the bottom of this 1 hour with the top of the 15 being at 25,165. That might time out perfectly if we continue to dump, tap off the top of that, and then beautiful 1208 inverse. If we go lower than this encroachment on this first 5 at the 25,259, but this is putting up a fight.
Look at the shakeout. Up in a straight line, down in a straight line. Like
Guys, I don't know whether I should try to still get this 450 for today, or if I should call
You
it.
definitely should call it a day.
Call it? Oh, I was
if
really
you want to
hoping
do
no
the
one would
trade
say.
just so you get the itch out, but
Uh,
after yesterday, like
No, yeah, I know, but it's the 1150, guys, and if not the 1150, it's a 1208. I see my
Size down. Just size it down.
yeah, just put
that,
one micro.
okay, I'll go no more than 3. I'll go no more than 3 micros. How about that? Oh wait, guys, that's what. Oh no, I went in 6 last time because I leveraged in once I saw it happening more. Never mind. I'll go 3. I'll go 3 because if we get that pop up after, honestly, right now I'm just kind of eyeing that top 5 of the 25 to 28.50 level at that the top of that 5 minute, which is still in our current minute. That's what I'm eyeing right now. But they might not give me a pullback enough to get into that. But I'm waiting. I'm being more picky. Which is one of my hardest things to do, is being picky and waiting. But that would have saved my accounts yesterday. So we're going to learn from the lesson.
We're nearing the end of this 15 in ES, but we haven't tapped into the 5.
True, but we didn't close. We didn't close in that 15.
Exactly. So that candle still has 6 minutes.
Oh, sure does.
So 6 minutes, which would make sense with this 5 minute that's there. So this is probably going to be 1208 inverse.
Order submitted.
Because the top of this 15 down at 68.42.25 on ES is just screaming power, and if not that, we tapped into that 5-minute down at 68.14 this morning around 7:45 with literally it tapped it and said, "Oof, you reek," and ran away. So we'll see what happens. It might just want to go lower down to that zone, eat up everything that it's made today. On ES, I don't know how that'll affect NQ and MNQ. It might be a little higher than ES, but it might want to go more so around like 25, 132 for that eat up if it gets through this. But we'll still be in that 15-minute at that zone, which is still a perfect opportunity for it to jump.
So you're gonna wait for ES to resolve what's going on before we do anything?
I am not
feel like
taking.
I'm going to.
I'm not doing anything because we are still in that 5 and 15 overlap. That could scream jump right now. Honestly, I'm looking for it to dump lower into that 15 and then make its decision from there. If it wants to go lower from there and I missed a short opportunity, great.
Cheetah said 236. Yeah, I like that because it's one right here.
Yep, that's right around the encroachment of that 15. I like that. I will make a trade off that, put it and maybe a few ticks lower than the bottom of that 15. So I might put my stop loss around
Order filled.
68.28, and then and see what happens from there. Because if it wants to go higher, beautiful entry. If it wants to go lower, all right. So I'll dig into $200 in my profit. Okay, then at that point, then it'll take away $200 in my best day, and maybe my evals will be perfectly aligned.
Well, let's see. We got what?
Wait a minute.
So
purposely lose $200 past my evals.
3 minutes for this 5-minute candle ES.
Oh, Cash, are you using the 3 minutes?
3 minutes. No. I'm watching the time in general. So, but
I really like that 3 minute. I jump between the 3, the 5, and the 1 a lot.
I don't have access to 3. I don't think.
Say again. I'm sorry.
I do have access to 3. Never mind. Oops.
I use the 1 when I'm like trying to really find that good entry point after using the 3 and the 5 to try and monitor any time consolidation. That way I can get tops and bottoms of wicks, so that when I go in like off the 5, that way when I go into the 3, it makes a little bit more sense over the grander move. And then if I see a good movement within the 3, I'll jump down to the 1 and see how it looks and starts to read off of the 1 price action. And it's really worked for me, which is another reason I know it works for me, because every time I use it, beautiful, I make money, at least $200. Whenever I don't lose it, aka yesterday, I lose everything. So I like the 5, 3, and then the 1 for the perfect entry if I can.
That makes sense. I try to like time it based on it, like, because like you're saying, they all have their own little counter thing. So I'm like, okay, after 20 seconds, I'll do it or whatever. So, but I never use a 3 minute. I didn't even know I had access to that one.
Oh yeah,
that stupid thing pops up, but I think I bought the Black Friday and now I have access.
Yeah, I like the 2. I would say I would use the 2, but it just doesn't get rid of enough of the noise. The 3 is like beautiful for me because it gets rid of just enough noise where I'm like, all right, well that top of the wick or the bottom of that candle. And if I bump down into the 1, that's gorgeous because now I can see the price action between those 3 minutes, see how it allocates to the rest of the move. And I'm not like sitting there going, oh, well, I have to wait 5 minutes till the closure of this candle. Yeah, 3 minutes is still a long time, but at least I can still possibly catch the move if we start to really bleed or if we really start to pump, you know? Like up here when we were about to eclipse Murdoch's zone around 25,500, I wasn't intentionally fading him, but when I saw these 2, oh my God, are those double tops? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. They got eclipsed by that anyway. When I saw these 2 candles closing on the 3 minute at 1050 and 1055, those closures with that same perfect top at 25,488 flat, I knew that it might have came back up because those are perfect equal highs and round numbers. I thought it might have used that to eclipse, maybe hit Murdoch's price target and then retreat, but I wanted more of that confirmation. But that was like, for the 3 minute, that was like my bread and butter of what I was looking for. I'm sorry, I'm in the 5 minute right now. I'm just yapping over nothing.
I think we should be getting to this hopefully reversal because there's no way.
Yeah, we just tapped into that 5 in the bottom of that 15. And we got that 200 MA close right like a tick below on the underside of this 5 minute that we just tapped into. I'm waiting to see if it's going to blow through this 5, go to that 15, and then pump because we're exiting the 1150. So I'm waiting to see what 1208 will have in store because this is definitely an inverse to 1150. Yeah, 1130, we started dumping and never looked back.
I say right now, but this might be a fake out, to be honest.
Honestly, I think it'll wick down, tap that 200 if it doesn't do it right now. Use that as a way to liquidate people and then pump higher, or use that perfect moment to tap into this 15 down here at the 25,165 and then pump. But once again, waiting until I see a good price action off that. Because that could also pair well with ES's 15 minute. It's got just in the same exact spot.
How do you feel about these 2 1 minutes that are down here for ES around 68.52?
Not gonna lie, I kind of think of 1 minutes like I think of the 2 minute chart or the 2 minute chart. It gets enough noise out of the way for me, but it doesn't do enough. I've banked so many trades that I've lost off of 1 minutes that I really don't take them into consideration. I'll still see them visually, but I won't.
Ooh, let's see.
Yeah, I just won't mark them out on my screen, and I really don't take much weight in with them. I really base my trades more off of 3 minute price action and then going lower into the 1, and then off of 15, 5, 15, and 1 hour civvies and bissies.
I think it's time, folks.
It definitely is. That is a gorgeous tap on the top of that 5 minute. If you haven't entered already, I would say see if there's going to be a bit more of a pullback, but I think this is the launching pad we were looking for price target.
Gonna go in minus
hourly release.
Only thing fucking this up really is on the 3 minute at least, MNQ has got that VWAP that right up above head at 25,270, and ES has that same VWAP up at right at the encroachment of this 15. Granted, we inversed it, but that VWAP is right at 68 flat. So that could really fuck up this 1208 inverse.
This was the safest play. Look at that first percentage just now.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, and that doji candle on the very bot. This is juiced out of this world.
I'm in.
Launch this.
You're in?
Yeah, I got in.
I might launch this on like a serious note.
I'm gonna be picky. I'm gonna look for a little bit of a lower entry point. I still think it might tap into that 200. So I might aim for like a 25, 222 pullback. And if I get that and a good bounce, I might enter. I just don't like how the VWAP and the MA9 are right there. Double resistance plus the ES pair up with that VWAP right there. I just don't like the opportunity of it being a massive wick down to possibly hit my stop loss, because I would go with a pretty tight stop loss on that entry. But that's just me.
President 2 Bombay, you still in here? From TikTok.
Well, I'm only in 1 micro, so don't mind me.
Oh. Well, then let it ride.
1 micro boards. I'm trying to tell you.
I feel like that.
Yesterday I got cooked because I oversized, like I said, and I didn't want to admit defeat.
That was me yesterday. And I probably would. I understand your thinking. I probably would still have my accounts if I was still in that thinking, but I wasn't trading ES. I'd probably be down like maybe 5, maybe 600 today instead of trying to bank
which we could have obviously made back by closing our eyes, pressing the buy button.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to get better and like knowing that there's always a tomorrow, because there is, or hopefully.
And I think that was also my problem going into yesterday, besides just like, oh, it's my final day. I should have been like, oh, well, I'll do 1 or 2 micros and that'll be it, type of thing to get the 150. And that's my mentality going forward. If I'm in my last day of a payout, just aim for the 150, dude. Don't aim for the moon and the stars. You're more likely to get just completely bamboozled that way. Where's I going with this?
This is looking sus.
I like that. Believe it or not, I like that. I like that because we're gonna tap into that 200, still in a 1 hour, still in a 5 minute. If it strings this out a little bit more and stays between 25 221 and 25 247 for the next minute or two, that'll give that 200 just enough room to go into the encroachment of this 5 and maybe be a good bouncing point.
Just need the end of this 15.
That's the only thing that's holding this trade from me is the fact that we're tiptoeing whether we're going to close out of this 15 or not.
They're about to reattack these lows on the spot.
Yeah, they got that 15 on the bottom of this 1 hour as a target, I think. The more I look at this.
Closed.
On a 1 minute, probably. And tap on that 200.
The ES is right where I was looking at.
Bleeding it out.
Hey Shirley, are you still alive?
Ryder, what are you in? A call or a long or a short right now?
He was in, so oh yeah, he said in, but
yeah, because I would definitely not be shorting this right.
Well, if he would have shorted, he would have green, I guess.
Yeah.
Now is when I like this because ES is here at this last.
Break even.
Hold on, guys. I gotta take a phone call. Be right back.
Per account.
I might even take the trade on ES cap.
Do that shake out. Timestamp 12:06. 12:08 inverse.
We did get this little bounce off the 0.79 fib.
Yeah. 12:08 inverse.
Yeah, this spot here is pretty stacked with confluences, this 204, because he's got the 200 and the fib.
Guys, I'm so upset. I gotta go do something, but I don't want to miss this 12:08.
Well, we'll let you know if it happens.
Nah, go handle your business.
Gee, thanks.
Handle your business, brother.
We'll let you know, bro.
Great. I'll come back and I'll see that generational wealth long that I missed, and I'll
you see a whole bunch of pan emojis just because we got that.
This bounce.
I mean, realistically, I should be back within like 15 minutes. So if this really wants to string it out long enough, it could still 15 minutes. It could still go to the bottom of this 1 hour and tap the top of this 15 minute at 25,166. Ooh, I'm just not gonna. You know what? I'll drive fast, but not fast enough for a cop to get me. All right, see you in a sec, guys.
Man, it's loco.
Safe travels, bro.
Man, it's loco.
Don't go, Chris. Don't go.
Look at that.
I heard that. I'm not going nowhere yet. I wanted to tap. I literally. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna wait till it taps the top of this 15 because I honestly see it happening. I can't. I just can't.
So I'm gonna full port this.
Look at that.
Ooh, I wouldn't do that.
I'm full porting my eval where I just do monkey stuff.
They're attacking this.
I just be doing whatever random.
Nothing more than just
I mean, if it's
a multi-day. This is nothing more than a multi-day lower high bounce.
When do they want to? They're gonna have one more flash for sure.
Also, E, would you consider the low of the move prior to this? Would you consider the low that needs to be crossed around the 128.50 candle that was around 940, or would you consider the low of it being like around the candle that was formed around 7 o'clock at 25.026. I just like to know when people, other people consider different lows being formed, because everybody seems to have a different opinion, especially when it comes to a 1 and a 3 minute and a 5 minute and a 15 minute and blah blah. What would you consider the low that needs to be taken out for this to be a character change or a change? Yeah, a break of structure.
This is 100% immediate sell side delivery, and then this is 100% intraday sell side delivery. 100%. The reason why that's the case was because this right here was the immediate change of character up here. Then this right here 100% confirmed it. Now,
the moment I stopped talking, I saw that low. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. And then this right here is just like 100% just ice on the cake. But this market literally went down 1.2% in a straight line. We are in a straight line. We are in an immediate sell side delivery, and then we are also in intraday sell side delivery as well. Is this recorded?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Every single class is recorded. It's going to keep going down. They very well could. They don't have to bounce this.
So another target for anybody looking for shorts. This is not me giving advice. This is not me anything. Just me screaming what is on the top of my head. You have a 5 minute that the top of is around 25.77 and 25.71. If it kills that quick, there is a beautiful 1 hour, 5 minute, and 15 setup starting at the top of 25.18 if it decides with enough power to go that low. That being said, that's going to be my last TED talk before I go and run this pre-workout to my partner, who totally can't remember anything without me being there in the morning. So I'll be right back.
All right, get like a list you put on the refrigerator.
Oh, but I really don't want to miss the top of this. I honestly think this 15 minutes.
Call it a day. Hell of a trade earlier. Call it
Thank you. Sorry, the top of this 15 is killing me here.
I'll let you know I'm in a short.
Bet. All right. You know what? Okay, I'm running away. I'll come back and see what y'all make off of it. See you a second.
They're aiming for all of these liquidity sweeps down low, so I'm gonna just go. They haven't evaluated anything. Target is 25.133.
Out here in no man's land, just bleeding us out. The carousel not only stopped spinning, like the carousel's just reversed in the opposite
It's just
direction.
reversing. I was gonna say it's still spinning. It's just reversed.
This carousel reversed in the opposite direction, and they put the carousel on death ride. So like it's literally spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Hurt people. Trying to catch a falling knife is ill-advised. They're just going down in a straight line, bleeding it out. Trying to dig myself out of this hole a little bit. $25,000 payout on the line. 22.
That shit great. So whoever would have made money this morning could have got some money at the top right there and made some money on the bottom team.
Oh, somebody did for sure.
Bleeding it out non-stop.
They came back and ate up everything from this morning.
I cut this trade right here when I saw this. When did I cut that? I cut that on that candle right there. I cut this trade right here. I'm sorry, I lied, right here. At 11.55, even though it was the 11.50 macro. I cut it right there. Reason why I did that right here and I cut it at 11.55 was because when I saw this candle like this, they were so close to 680. Even though I felt as though NQ might even consider bouncing, there was 0% chance that NQ was going to bounce if SPY wanted to attack this lower here. Because I figured SPY wanted to flash 680, which is what they're doing. There was zero reason for me to hold on to that trade. I'd rather take a $2,000 loss and just trade the account very aggressively versus just holding on to something that I know for a fact isn't going to be fruitful at all. And then I blow up the account. I'd rather blow up the account and give myself a fighting chance then blow up the account looking at this right here, knowing that they're getting ready to do this. So I will admit defeat and then still position myself for me to take advantage of something later. They're now so close right now to where they're trying to come over here and fill this gap. I wish that I was on live stream this morning and I didn't at 9, 10 a.m. in the morning from Discord, but people still made money from inside of Discord, so I'm very thankful that everybody took over while I was gone. But in any event, I would have told everybody to put an alert over here. Well, guys, we need to be helping other people. There's a gap fill right here. They're now to within a 15th of a percent of doing this. If they don't stop this right now and bounce this market up into the zone, they're going to target this gap fill. This is dangerous. This is dangerous.
You talk about XPX? You
Yeah,
talk about
SPX.
that 74 area?
Yes, correct. Everyone needs to put an alert at 679852 on SPX. 679852 on the SPX.
Somebody definitely took a put. Wow.
Like they might do this in like one swoop. Can you imagine if they sweep this and they stop this here, and then you just randomly decided to buy calls? How much money you could make. But if you're up on the day, it's best to just walk away. Don't do it. Good job, Sam. Took a loss today. Hey, what? That dude lost? Oh, man. That's not what I was told. I was told that people are supposed to be green 365 days of the year. And if not, then they don't know what they're doing. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, I'll lose. This is why risk management is key. Not just blindly copying my trades. Look at that bounce.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll win 90% of the time, but I will lose. Look at that bounce. Timestamp 12:16. We gotta watch this. I don't trust these people. Look at that flash. Tapping into a 15-minute busy on the ES. That's crazy. This market is bearish off the hook. Look at that bounce. To the face of despair. Insane bounce. They've hurt a lot of people.
They sure did hurt a lot of people.
This
Real
market
with
is
that one.
moving very, very volatile. Unfortunately, not. A lot of people inside here did. Inside Discord, yes. Yes, they did. I called it out, though. People inside Discord took that trade, though, with us. It'll be recorded, and then I'll post it today. A little bit later on today, I'll post it. Several students inside here did when I alerted. I'm going to watch this first presented. I'm going to consider longiness of this first presented.
Hey, E.
Talk to me.
Quick reminder, I already know you know that none of this would be possible if it wasn't for you, bro.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot.
Hey, real.
Appreciate that, brother. That means a lot. Seriously. No bullshit. You said this on Sunday call. What did I say on Sunday call? JJ? Bullish. What did I say on Sunday, Carl? That the market would dump. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I also said today it was going to bounce. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Gotta be on alert with this. What is that? Tap of this first presented. Now they're going higher off of it. We gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. SPY is trying to hit on 680. It's trying to reclaim 680. It wants to attack 680. SPY wants to attack 680 and it might drag NQ along with it. NQ is lagging behind. NQ is trying to go lower and SPY is trying to go higher. Look at them. They're going in the opposite directions. Shorting here at the bottom is extremely ill-advised. If I should loan us with this first presented to then target this higher drawn liquidity. They're gonna dump this off of this first presented here. And tap into a 15-minute busy. They're gonna go higher off this and use it for fuel.
I can actually see them playing that out, going to tap into the VWAP at 262.
Fuel. Yeah. They got one more shakeout in them. If I should risk this account off this. Risk blowing up the account. I already missed my payout. 20,000. Look at that gap up. This market is moving extremely volatile. I think they're trying to go higher. That is a 9-point volume imbalance right there. Trying to go higher with this. SPY just reattacked the 680 I was looking at. SPY just reattacked it just now. I wonder if I should short this to then target this volume imbalance right here. Or if I should long this after they swept multiple draws of liquidity. I wonder what the option is. Close, 26. It's a
I ain't gonna
9
lie, the
point.
longs looking so, Mary, you're looking so good.
Yeah, the longs are
Especially
looking
tap
really,
into
really
that
good. That
VWAP.
was my
At
first
least
thought,
target,
but then they
you
created
can
this
target
9
that
here.
VWAP. You can target that VWAP, tap into that 1 and that 5 up above.
Right.
The draw right there. You see the VWAP? You can target that. Manage your risk off of that 1.
Yeah, management risk off of this, yeah. They just created another one right here. This is bullish. This is not bearish. They just turned into a 15-minute busy for fuel. After sweeping multiple draws on liquidity, this is not bearish. This is bullish.
See, that would have been like another trade I would have seen right there, E. That I would have seen after we just swept that draw liquidity. I would just wait a couple candles, right? And I just would have seen that displacement. And then would have seen that pullback. You see that red candle? On that pullback, I would have took that trade. Boom. You feel me?
Right.
That just would have my analysis on if I was in the trade or looking for one.
So it was the tap of that 15 in the 1 hour that we were going for. Got it.
Yeah.
Man, your ass
Chris,
drives.
bro, did you
Boy, I
tell
need you
him,
as
bro?
my driver, bro.
Nah, they
drive.
just work 2 minutes away from home, so it's a quick to and
I'm just
from.
fucking with you, bro. I'm fucking with you, dog.
Nah, they usually go to work. So if they go to work at 8, they're out the door by like 7:55 because it's like, oh god, I got 5 minutes. It takes 2 minutes to get there, a minute to find parking. I can walk my happy ass inside and still clock in on time. And I sit there and I go, damn, I live 20 minutes away from work. I'm fucking jealous.
I ain't gonna lie, I love working a little ways from home though, cause that little drive sometimes, you know.
Oh yeah, you need it to kind of sometimes mentally prep yourself for the day ahead.
Facts, bro.
That is insane. That volume balance right there was insane. Look at that. There's a 9 right here. This right here was what I was thinking about for that short. They bounce this. I'm going to seriously consider shorting this still. To then target that 9.
Order filled.
I'm going to short this to try and target that 9. There's a 9-point volume imbalance right there that I want them to dump into. Wow. Jesus Christ. I'm going to blow my account. Fucking around with them. With this volume imbalance. But it's okay. $20,000 payout. $25,000. Jesus Christ, look at the volatility here with this market. It's insanity. I got nickel and dime to death. They ran it. Yeah, I lost. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna just let it ride. If I blow it, I blow it. If not, then fuck it. I'll just switch to my other fundeds. Fuck it. I'm gonna just let this shit ride though. Today's just not my day. I'm gonna let it ride through 100% through to completion. Blow or go. It is what it is. There's a 9-point volume balance right there. I'm gonna just trust it. Blow or go. They either come down there and they fill it or they blow up the account. It is what it is.
Chill down.
Yeah. I'm literally not even gonna look at it. It's right here. I'm literally like not even gonna look at it. I wanna look at the QQQ. I'm not even gonna look at this trade. It is what it is. Stupidity. Look at that. Look at that God body bounce. Blew the entire count. I'm gonna switch to my bullet nuts after this.
Order filled.
I added onto this.
Order
Fuck it.
filled. Order filled.
I added 50 more contracts to target that volume balance. Once I saw that, fuck them.
50 is crazy.
I did. I was in 100 micros. I'm blow a go with this. I would just blow a go with 25,000 on the line.
Bro, I got that same error right there. Modify. Please contact your broker.
I was blow a go with 25,000
blow it or no?
on spare.
You didn't blow it, did you?
It went.
I didn't blow it. They almost did. If I was oversized, if I didn't wait right here, then it shorted literally like right here. Once I saw the rejection that is presented right here, I would have blew the account. But,
So you
but
saved
however, what I was targeting right here, there was a 9-point volume balance here that they left. The only thing that I saw specifically was this. This is what I saw.
There you go.
They would have came up into here and filled this. There's a volume balance right here. I think they're getting ready to target again. So this closes at 615 and the high of this is 610. They're going to try and target this volume balance right here. There's one right here. I thought that they were getting ready to reach up into here and target this. If they would have went for this, I would have blew the account. If they would have went for this, which is the stronger one, because this right here was a 9, then obviously I would have TP'd, which is exactly what I did. When we rejected, when we tapped into here, and I saw them, and like, it literally took probably about half a second. Once I saw that they didn't shoot up over here and then liquidate this account, I literally doubled the position, and I was in 10 minis, which is 10 micros on a 50K account. So I literally doubled it, and I still had the same TP, and I TP'd out over here. That right there was about that was a $1,600 trade, $1,600 trade.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, man, I sort of kind of got back to break even, but it is what it is. Sort of kind of digging myself out of this hole now, huh? Somewhat.
Yeah, I know what that feels like.
Man, today. It started yesterday. My day started my day started yesterday whenever they ticked my TP, and whenever I was tripping, I was trading when I was supposed to, when I was already green on the day I was already green, and I was already at my profit target, and I blew all of my profits, and I went break even on the day with like 12 minutes left in the day. Well, with like a 10 or 9 or 10 minutes left in the day. 9, 10 minutes left in the day. It's like 8 minutes left in the day. It was stupidity. I never do that. And then I let it carry over to today. Sort of kind of like I was out of whack. I was out of sorts. Because I didn't get on live stream until late. My analysis was off. And it started up here. It started up here with this short. My analysis was correct because I figured that they were going to do this up here. Right? So I cut it right here because I figured they were going to shoot it up into here. And then I forget what the hell I did. I did something over here. I shorted it again, and I made like a small amount of money. I made like $100, and then I told everybody the carousel was going to stop spinning, and I circled this, and I said that you need to be managing your risk to this imbalance right over here that they presented. So that's why this circle right here is here. Because if you would have shorted this and managed your risk to this, you would have been able to cash out on this entire move over here that Chris did and a lot of other people inside Discord did. So this right here was the call. I sat here and I waited patiently in order for them to tap into this 1 and this 5 and this 15-minute BISI, which is what I like to typically get in order for them to, shoot it up maybe 150, 200 ticks or so. But obviously that wasn't in the cards. They wanted to come over here and flash this view app. Also, Trump is speaking. Trump was speaking, so this is well within the cards. So my win rate drops whenever Trump is talking, obviously, and then whenever CPI or non-farm payrolls. That's why I don't trade those days. But I am my worst on quarterly quad-witching OPEX. That is once every 3 months. Anyway, so that's been the analysis for this entire day. So, yeah.
Hey, E.
What's up?
What do you do when it's around the true 12 midnight open? Because right now it's back at 12 midnight open. From ICT concepts, like he was saying, like when it did the big move, it went up, it came back down to the 12 o'clock true midnight open. Now, from his analysis, it goes sideways, and then between 4 o'clock, 1 and 2, there's going to be like another big move with the whole bread and butter setup happening soon.
Between what time?
From his analysis, it was between 1 and 2 or between 2 and 4. Depends how the market moves from what he said, from 12 to 1. Don't trade, just watch the market. But right now, I'm seeing the other setup for it to go back to VWAP, like that bounce that you have right there. If that holds up, that's the true 12 o'clock midnight open. And it's trying to hold from there, or it should go back down for a retracement, because the whole night it was trading at that point last night. I waited at freaking 5 o'clock to catch that move, and the minute I go sleep, bro, it happened. So I saw my move, so I'm happy that I saw what I knew was gonna happen. I just wasn't awake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't really speak on that too much because I haven't necessarily back tested that as far as like how the market moves during those large of time blocks. So, um, so, uh, so I can't really confirm or deny, and I'm unsure exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like the
I'm
true midnight open is at 194, and it's still trading around there right now. Like it
correct,
went up, it came back to it.
correct, correct. So what are you asking? Are you asking whether or not they're getting ready to go up with that or no?
No, like would you take a reversal? Because usually with what I understand from ICT, like right now, it will give us a few reversal back at VWAP at the midpoint basically, and then it will come back down. It will trade between the midpoint, the discount and the premium. Basically, it's trying to go
Yeah.
back to the premium,
I
but it should
think yeah,
stay.
yeah. I think that that's fine, but I think major objectives are more important. That's that's something that I've noticed. I do think that they're trying to bounce this market. However, if you long this and you go off that strategy, and if you lose, if you lose, you need to understand that you're ignoring this over here below head.
Oh, the next target.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing that whenever I was mastering the ICT and those things, right? One thing that always stuck me up is like I would only trade based off of time, and like I would ignore where they're trying to go. This right here is where they're trying to go. So yeah, we might be at midnight open, but for one, yeah, we might be at midnight open, and yeah, NQ might be trying to bounce on like a serious note, right? Yeah, that's all cute and all. But if SPX decides to come down over here and then fill this gap, which is a major draw on liquidity down over here, which it looks as though that's what they're trying to target, which is why I put this arrow right here, then they don't give a damn about midnight. So that's also something to keep in mind. So now seems like a solid, viable time for them to bounce this, yes. But they could very well flash this down under here, fill this, complete this major objective, and then fill these orders and then bounce. But by the time they do that, you would have been stopped out. So that's something
No,
that you
but
have to look into your analysis. You need to ask yourself, what are the major draws in liquidity first? As in, where can they potentially go? And then the second question I would ask myself is this thing now what you just said comes into the equation. Is what I am looking at specifically aligning with where they are trying to go? And then the third question is if I press this button, how can they seriously hurt me? And then two, how can I manage my risk off this? So this right here is still within the realm of possibility. They are a third of a percent from there, but however, they don't have to come down in here. But if you long this right now, if this midnight, and if you if you thinking that they're gonna come all the way up in here and bounce this, for one, you better be willing to hold them to this trade for at least another hour or two, because they could very well do sideways time distortion for the people in the options chain. And then two, you need to understand that this is how this can hurt you. So
yeah,
that's
that
why I would
sideways
not.
distortion I was reading about. Well, I was watching the videos and everything he was saying about it. But that's why I said he said like after 11, the 11 o'clock trade, like let it run. But from 12 to like 1 or 2, like don't trade if it's choppy or it's moving sideways. Trade after it. So I'll stick to the plan that I'm with so far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we all need to understand the risks associated before we place any trade at all times. So I was willing to blow this account and blow a goal based off of this 9 being stronger than this 5-point volume balance over into the zone. If you long this right now based off of that midnight open strategy or whatever it is that you're looking at, you need to understand that the only reason why that trade is going to fail is because of this. So what you're looking at has nothing to do with NQ. NQ is trying to bounce. But SPX will spoil this party if they say, nope, I want to come here. But they could very well just leave this for tomorrow because we are still in a multi-day sell-side delivery program. Guys, this right here was nothing more than a dead cat bounce. This was just dead cat. And then they used Trump coming on to then liquidate everybody and take it up in a straight line, 1.8%, 2% in a straight line. And then they return back to where they normally were supposed to be going. This is a dead cat bounce. It's classic. Hold on.
Hey, E, can I interject anything? Are you still on TikTok Live or not so much?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I am.
Okay. So what I was gonna say, learning from my mistakes yesterday, I want to kind of elaborate on where I went wrong and where someone maybe hearing this might be able to learn from my mistake. So, and this is nothing. It's kind of based off of what some of us had, I had heard from from me saying my original opinion. And I take your word with a lot of weight behind it. Like if but at the same point, all day yesterday, I was like, he's saying this is gonna be, and this is gonna be what's the words, generational wealth and this and that. But all the entire time, my brain was screaming about that 1 hour that I saw below. Mm-hmm. So this Discord is fantastic for bouncing ideas off each other. You are fantastic for bouncing ideas off of each other. And this isn't even meant to like fade you or to anything that's going to sound like. But if you don't go into the market with a plan that you developed while you are charting, which is a very important part of this entire process, is the charting, which allows you to see where highs were, lows were, obviously where fair value bissies and sissies were, sibbies were, and things like that. If you don't walk into this market with a plan, I'm not saying a bias, because a bias can change depending on price action, movement, everything in between, whether Trump comes on, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't come into the trading floor, whether it be this one, another one, or on your own, without a plan of where you might want to target if given the right opportunity, you're just gambling. Mm-hmm. From somebody who literally, you've seen me take amazing trades. You've seen me take $5,000 trades. You've seen me take payouts because of some of these trades. But all of those days, all those good days, are based off of plans and zones that I look for beautiful first presenteds and this and that to go down or go up and tap into. If you do not come into a trading day with a plan or ideas in mind, and you're just going off of someone else's opinion, or you're just in TikTok listening to this
it's insane
live stream, you are doing nothing but gambling. You have a better chance going to a casino and hitting that button 500 times and making money that way.
Chris,
keep talking.
Yeah. Good.
Go ahead, E.
That's fact.
Yeah, guys, listen. I say that all the time, guys, but people don't believe me whenever I say that. Like sometimes some people do, and then sometimes, hey, man, you know what? I got $29 to spare, so I'll join Discord, or I will $11 to read and understand how to interpret these messages, and then $29 to then join Discord, and then I will have a pre-market plan, and then I will show up and I will wake up 20 minutes before the market opens like a professional and treat this like a serious job. Because I can seriously make because I can be just like Chris and go from unprofitable to then making $5,000, $10,000 a day. And like others inside who make $30,000, $40,000 a day, that could very well be me, just like all the other crazy testimonies. But however, humans are inherently lazy. And then also most people have a poverty mindset. I have that knowledge page right there for $11 on purpose, in order to weed out people that don't want to read. This right here is an excellent plan right here. This right here, for everyone that's new to Discord, you need to look at my screen. This is why this is so important, and you need to understand the power of some of the things that Chris was saying. Chris not only reads this, but then he also analyzes his own plans, and then he bounces ideas off of the other profitable traders inside Discord, and it adds to his confidence and to his level of profitability. If you're just out here just goofing around and searching for weird shit from people that aren't profitable on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and Backpage or damn Tinder, God knows where you're getting your trading advice from. I'm unsure. Or Hinge, I'm unsure what you're doing. But at the end of the day, this right here gives you confidence. If you're able to understand what I am saying here, and even if you don't understand, I go over this at 9, 10 a.m. in the morning. I explain this. This is how you break this down for what Chris was saying so that you can begin to then custom tailor a plan for yourself going forward. Market is in a multi-day sell-side delivery program. Multi-day. It's not anything confusing. Dangerous environment to be married to shorts after multiple external liquidity sweeps. I said no shorts anything longer than 5 minutes over here at the bottom. You would have gotten this last night. A dead cat bounce is highly likely, but multi-day wise, we're targeting major draws on sell side liquidity. Okay, so what does he mean? He said two things. This is how you interpret this, and then you build a plan for the following day like a professional. This is how the highest level traders trade. A dead cat bounce is highly likely. Okay, what's a dead cat bounce? That means that we're not going to keep going lower, and this market's going to bounce higher, but it's not really trying to go higher. It's just going to squeeze everybody out and then go higher, and then it's going to start hunting sell side again. If you don't know what it means, Google it or ask a question. I will explain it to you. That is the entire purpose of a mentorship. For you to have someone, fortunately, I have the credential. I used to run my own hedge fund, all these different things for any of the new students inside here. Profitable hedge fund, very, very profitable. All of these different things. I understand what they're doing. I will interpret what they're getting ready to do and tell you. You just have to be willing to read and study that knowledge page and then back test these theories that's inside here. So with that being said, we are still targeting major draws on liquidity on the sell side. Obviously, we didn't. This is immediately on the table. We didn't take out this. Why? Because the dead cat bounce came. So you would know that hey man, you know what? I'm not going to be short inside this hole. This is not a good idea. I probably need to be looking for longs on a dead cat. I could probably make a generational money off the longs on a dead cat, which is what I'm assuming. I could be wrong, but I don't want to speak for another grown man. But I'm assuming that was one of the things that Murdoch and others were leading the other students inside here to then make money this morning while I was off live stream for about 45 to 50 minutes. I could be wrong, but that's probably what he was thinking, bro. Like, bro, this is a serious dead cat. Like, they're trying to hurt people. But if I know Murdoch, I'm assuming that that's probably that it was at least in the back of his head, because that's what I would be thinking. And he thinks very similar to how I think when it comes to trading.
I was looking for NQ to put a new high for the week, but I know ES was not planning on doing that. So
absolutely.
It was just presenting itself for NQ, and I'm like, maybe it's a good idea just to get that high taken care of,
right,
and
so
wait for them to dump it. Exactly. I still have the idea of us going under 25K and a bunch of people getting boofed on trying to long the psychological number of 25,000.
Yes, absolutely. So,
agreed.
Great analysis, Chilo. So, the next part is NQ is floating in no man's land, waiting for SPX and ES to bounce so it can rip face to target buy side. We rip face. We shot up almost 2% in a straight line this morning. The only multi-day sell side target on NQ we're targeting is 887 sell side. That means that that's the only thing left right now in order from the sweep, but that's on a multi-day basis. That means that you need to be on alert that they're going to bounce this market. That was 4 warnings. Expect God body. I literally, 2% in a straight line is God body. Your account will not withstand that. expect God body, lower high bounce at a minimum when it's taken out. And I said, however, keep in mind what I said about it being up to ES and SPX on this bounce. What does that mean? That means that, yeah, that's what we're targeting on a multi-day basis. But if ES is looking like it's getting ready to bounce, it like this God body bounce is going to happen now. That's what that means. You need to be able to interpret, but I interpreted it this morning. As NQ can find support at any one of these 15-minute bissies we keep dancing in and start rating buy-side liquidity when ES and SPX gives the nod. What does he mean by 15 by any one of these 15-minute bissies? What the hell does he mean by that? This right here is exactly what I'm talking about. Like this, and then like them dancing it around in like one of these here. And then like this is just in no man's land. Like they'll shoot this up in a straight line like this. But on a multi-day basis, look where we're at. Look. We can realistically bounce all up into the here and this market still be bearish on a multi-day frame. Look. This is what I'm talking about on multi-day. This is a dead cat bounce. That's what I'm referencing. They were liable to do this at any given moment. So if you got cooked because you were shortening over here inside this hole, then that's a problem. That's a problem. So every morning you need to read that pre-market trading plan. And you need to have a game plan, and you need to write in your journal every single day what you're looking for, like Chris said. If not, you are 100% gambling. How you gonna wake up over here and just start trading? You need to have a plan, and at a minimum, if you don't, hey man, well I don't know how to create a plan. Well, read that plan, and then potentially let that be your plan, and then start to paraphrase, start to formulate your own plans based off of how you know you trade. Do it
Facts.
like
That's
that.
facts,
That's
bro.
how
That's
you
That's
do it.
golden.
facts,
That's the
bro.
coin. That's the
Like
key
that's
right
so
there.
that's the most like understanding you could ever get with that what you just said, bro.
Yes.
'Cause a lot of people
Trade.
think
Yes.
the way
Trade how
you
you trade, but use the knowledge and the
up,
mistakes of others.
up.
Yes.
Yes, bro.
And
Yes.
also, if you cannot read to understand the trading plan for the day, I am very sorry for you. As soon as you take that first trade, you're gonna figure out exactly what you did wrong. Because every time I read the trading plan, I take my time to implement. If he said this and that, where could I enter and where could I exit?
Yes.
And if I know I took this trade, where do I see myself getting hurt if this trade
Mm-hmm.
going against me? And where could I target? If you're reading that trading plan and you do not understand it, please go in the trading chart and ask question.
Thank
There
you.
will be a bunch of us up late or early in the morning. We can try to help you out if you don't know or don't understand what the trading
Facts,
plan idea is.
facts,
Yes.
facts.
Thank you for telling the new students inside here, and I give them. Thank you so much for saying that, guys. Listen, that is very huge. If you don't understand the pre-market plan, you need to be showing up at 9, 10 a.m. in the morning and just ask a simple question. But I'll explain it in layman's terms. And then also, you don't but you don't necessarily have to, guys. It's not going to be long at 847, short at 850. Like, no, I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to tell you what they're more than likely going to do. That's going to be the framework in order for you to then be able to custom tailor and then mold your own plan and your own ideas to it based off of how you know that you trade. But if I say something in there that is going contrary to what you are thinking, you need to be on alert. Like if I say they're getting ready to dead cat bounce this, and you're going, man, damn, shorting this right now on open seems like a great idea. That is when you like chill. That is when you need to not be doing that. So I'm not telling you to do exactly what it's saying, but what I am saying is if I'm saying something that they're getting ready to do, and you're like, what the hell is that? That's tripping. Then you need to be on alert because 95% of the time you are going to get cooked. telling you this now. So yeah, you need to be reading that.
It's starting to move.
Short. Look at them. They targeted this right here that I was looking at. This was the other volume balance that they were sitting there trying to target. That I figured that they were going to come up here and fill. I can delete this. This is volume balance trading and understanding what they're doing in the immediate term as far as draws and liquidity. There was a 5-point volume balance trade over here. They're trying to go higher now. We need to be on alert.
And just because you heard they trying to go higher, don't just go and buy
Blindly.
that top of that move.
Yes, very important. Very important.
Don't buy the top of that move, boy.
Don't do that.
Like the only reason that if you were looking at my screen, you would see me enter a trade, which I will admit I did, was because I am only going 1 micro in right now, so that if it does go lower, because I do think it's going to go higher, I can scale it down a little bit and if it ends up just shooting to the moon and whatever, even off of the 1 or the 2 micros that I have set right now, if it goes right to where I want it to go across the rest of the session, that'll still guarantee off of 2 micros would still get me $1,000. Granted, I'd have to sit here probably in a trade for a while, but that kind of trade-off with the room that I have for it to breathe, and if it ends up like completely backpedaling on me, I only lost $220. Okay, great. Take that loss. Take that loss. Go walk the dog. Go do whatever. But my account is still there to trade another day, and then I can make a $400 trade tomorrow. And okay, I made my 200 back today, and then I made a 200 profit tomorrow, and then I would probably walk away, say, okay, I made up plus some from today's trade. Maybe I should just call it good. Things like that. That's how you have to think. How can you maximize your wins and minimize your losses?
That last trade you took, that was crazy. I saw it. I ain't say nothing about it because that was some crazy stuff. But hey, it plays out very well. But that was wild.
Yeah, man, I was willing to go. Yeah, man, I was willing to go on that account. I just, but I'm very, very, very aggressive whenever I'm in a drawdown because I just have a crap load of funded accounts just sitting over here because I don't trade them. So if I'm in a drawdown and if I know for a fact I missed a payout, then I'm going to be very aggressive with the accounts because I'm like blow or go because I value my time more than anything. I used to not value time whenever I was very young and I didn't have a concept of time seriously, and then also when I used to have a poverty mindset because I used to be poor. I used to be homeless with my father. Like we didn't have nothing. I didn't come from money. I didn't. It wasn't this trade was never a remote. The things I'm doing now with trading was never a remote possibility for me. I never even imagined it. I couldn't even fathom being able to make $10,000 a day. I never even could be able to fathom that stuff. But in any event, enough of my sob story. The fact of the matter is forget what the hell I was saying. What's the point I was talking about? What did you all say?
You was talking about them being bullish.
Huh?
I said you was talking about them being bullish.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about something else.
No.
What was I saying? I got amnesia.
Sorry, I probably screwed you up when I jumped in on saying you have to have a plan. Well, because there was a second part.
Dude, wow, he crazy.
I'm sorry, bro.
Feel me?
I was
What
gonna
we
say,
talking
if
about?
you look at my screen, I
Bullish.
was gonna talk about how I
completely
formulated
forgot
that
about what the
trade.
fuck I was
I don't
talking
want to
about.
fuck you up. I'm
I was
sorry.
going on a rant.
Man, push the button, man. Push that button.
Oh yeah, no. What are you doing? Push the button, man.
Push the
Right,
button,
push
bro.
the
They
goddamn
bullish. That's what I'm
button.
trying to
Shit,
say,
come
bro.
I got amnesia. I forgot what the fuck I was saying.
I think it's
Long
time
that
for
shit.
some.
Come on, don't you see a green candle? Long it.
I think it's time for some water. I think it's time for some
You
water,
need to go
boy.
get some water, gang. I
Nah,
need them
really,
to
we're
shoot
just having
100
enough
points.
over here. Like,
That was
Been along.
crazy. Is that drunk?
Boy, been drunk for a couple of days. What you be drinking?
Crazy, bro.
that's that Everclear right there. Nah, but sorry, I totally didn't mean to like kill your train of thought, my guy. I was just gonna say, if you were to look at my screen, I was gonna explain why my thought process behind that trade. But if you got something else, like by all means, never like ignore me, please.
Oh, no, I just forgot what the hell I was talking about. I'll take a look at your screen right now.
All right. So if you look at my screen, so I came in late to the day because I wanted to make sure I was in the right mindset to trade. So honestly, I came in around 10:05 a.m. So we'll just say right after we formed that 1 hour BISI, I came in right around, we'll just say 10:10 for shits and giggles. So I'll go to the 1 minute. So that happened. I came in. I saw this 1 hour above. I probably went, by the time I got in, we were just retapping that 1 hour. So I probably could have took that as like I could have took that as a long, but once again, I wasn't acclimated to my environment. I didn't see what was going on. I might get tapped out of this order or this trade I'm in, but it's fine, whatever. But I was looking for this 1 hour, and then that liquidity target that Murdoch was pointing out earlier at the 25,500. So the second I had that idea in my head, and then Murdoch validated it by bringing it up, I put up here, I said, okay, reversal after sweep, because I leave myself notes. It's like, if I'm charting and I see these targets and I mark them, why am I marking them? What am I going to do with them once I mark them? So I'm leaving notes for myself. So I'm like, all right, if we get up to here and we hit that target, reversal, maybe, because we're hitting that 1 hour, good rejection if we get it, and then good rejection if we get it, and if we get that, how low are we going to go? But we are going to go into a couple of other things presented down under from that walk up. So, should I mitigate off this 15 minute, these other things that are forming? What am I going to do? Once we got so close to that sweep, and then we started to consolidate here between getting there and then around 11:14 to the 11:30 mark. Once we started hitting 11:20, my brain starts to go, okay, is this the setup for an inverse 11:50 or 12:08? What's going to happen? So once I saw that we tapped right back into that 1 hour and then rejected again, I just got stop lossed. Oh well. Once I saw that rejection off the 1 hour and us going lower, I was like, all right, I like it. I'm going to take it. I'll set my stop loss to maybe a retap of that 1 hour, or honestly, it was reset to the swing high right here at 25,478. So when I set that, I was like, all right, if I could stop loss up there at the 3 contracts that I was in on micros, all right, I'll lose 150, maybe $180. But we never tapped back up there because it was either it was going to go up like that and then go for it, or it was going to start to reject and then maybe it was going to tap. Well, we didn't form this 15 minute yet, so there honestly was nothing really down here that was screaming my name, or I already deleted it, so I couldn't even tell you that part. But once I had seen that we were at the top of the level, we hit a 1 hour, and there was all this possibility for that downward pressure, even though Murdoch and I were talking about longing through it in the 11:50. My brain still put that reversal after the sweep, meaning that how does price action move off of that sweep, which still never happened. And then once because one of the things that goes in my mind also is you always say when they wick your stop loss and you see stuff like that, you're almost like, nah, I don't like that, I'm gonna get out of this trade.
For sure.
So I took exactly scamming. I took that as basically like they tickled it. Okay, they were trying to come back up at this candle at 11:28, and then we still rejected off the retap of that 1 hour. You know what? I'm going to take my shot and try to blow through all this because we were forming that on the 11:30. And I strongly believe that the 11:50 starts to prop itself up around 11:30. So I start to look for those moves. And honestly, I without making myself sounding like a dick or being like overconfident, I love that because I took this trade right at 11:30, and we immediately started to just seek sell side, which my target was for the top of this 5 minute. but my bread and butter is the 1 hours. But all I needed was that $1,500 play. All I needed $1,500. All I needed was that $1,500 play was to pass my eval. So I didn't need to go much further than this. Otherwise, I probably would have taken my stop loss right down to that 1 hour.
Absolutely. I'm watching.
But that was my mindset on that.
Great
I
analysis.
still
is boofing. XPX
still
is
could have gotten
boofing right
killed
now.
if we decided
5
to
minute
go and
candles, nice.
revert or go for that sweep. But that just makes me think that at some point, maybe today, maybe if not today, tomorrow, because we still have this somewhat formed like gap up head, like with all these orders.
Yo, Chilo, talk to me.
Attack today, it'll attack tomorrow, or maybe the next day if not.
We just broke that 1 minute trend line.
Close this.
Great analysis. Great analysis. Great analysis, Chris. Chris is. I love Chris's analysis because Chris gives me a completely different point of view. He helped me earlier when I was ready to short it earlier, and I stopped myself. Well, no, yeah, I was Chris or Chilo, one of them. What was I getting ready to say? They're over here at this little timestamp. 108. Hold on. I got the 130 time hack coming up next. That's what's next. Let's see if they engineer some LRLR. What else do we have?
They just retested and rejected off that trend line again on the 1 minute NQ.
So yeah, guys, that person's screen that y'all were looking at, that was Chris's screen. Guys, you can share your screen if you're inside the Discord, and I can see it. Repeat that again, Dean. What'd you say?
In the 1 minute NQ, there's a trend line they just broke through and then came up and retested.
Absolutely. Snapped the trend line traders, scared them out.
There's another trend line from 9:45, and then from 9:45 candle, and that one is your mark. There's another trend line on the 1 minute, so watch out for that.
Put a limit order here, then they liquidate you and squeeze it through, and then they'll stop here, make it look like they're getting ready to reject, and then they'll squeeze it through again, go higher, or they'll do something like this, and then they'll attack it lower again. Trend line traders. It's almost best to fade them. Better be on alert here. That move right there was wicked. We're in negative HVL. So because we're in negative HVL, you're going to get 500 tick moves in a straight line with no Vaseline down the throat. They're not going to care.
Not the throat, huh? Not the throat.
Not the Vaseline.
Yeah, not the Vaseline. The broomstick. They're going to give you the broomstick.
Jesus.
They're not joking. In negative HVL, you better, besides the quarterly, you better be prepared to blow that account. HVL, high volatility level. We're deep in it. That's why the candles are so huge. That's why the market's acting like this. You've been watching streams for a while, Doran. What you talking about? You've heard me say that. I was just talking about that yesterday when I alerted the people inside Discord today. Almost every 60-second candle is liable to be 100+ points. Literally every single 60-second candle is liable to move 100+ points. Every single one. 100+ ticks. Every single one. We're deep in negative HVL.
Hey, E.
What's up?
You see how we were just up 1.3%, and look how we just ate all that up.
They ate it all up. Yeah, guys, you want to know how it's going to be a dead cat bounce? Whenever they bounce it and they immediately sell it off like that, you need to be on alert. Why, guys? What did I tell y'all yesterday? Remember when I told y'all? Does anyone remember what I said yesterday at the pre-market meeting at 9:10 a.m., where I said explicitly they're gonna goof around over here in the zone, and then when they bounce this, you need to be buying puts like 2-3 weeks out and just blindly hold them and set a bracket order for 30%. I literally said that because I said we are in a sell side delivery program. So I said the next daily bounce, the next time we bounce on a serious note, buy puts. I literally said that. It was free money. I said it'll be a generational short opportunity. So you could have made money with us on the dead cat bounce going up, and also bought puts on the way down. We got members inside here that do that. That's literally verbatim what I said. So this is nothing more than a dead cat bounce. They couldn't even get it all the way up into here. So that 2% liquidation squeeze that y'all just saw just now like this, where they shot it up almost 2% in a straight line basically, was nothing. It's dead cat. This was fake. It's classic. They do that all the time. In order to understand a potential dead cat bounce, you then need to understand multi-day buy-side delivery or multi-day sell-side delivery. The multi-day market structure. You need to understand that. And you also need to market structure is lower highs and higher lows. Lower lows and lower highs. You need to understand that. On an immediate term, intraday, and a multi-day basis. No scenario should you have been short in that bottom. And no scenario up here at the top should you have been considering long in this. Dead cat. The carousel stopped spinning. The children had to go home. My ear was glued to the speakers. I'm still learning, but on the wrong side. I pray that one day. Yeah. Take your time, Deron. Deron, you don't gotta join if you don't want to. Take your time, brother. Keep watching. Keep learning, piecing things together. But that knowledge of community page is not going to explain to you what HVL is. It's not. That knowledge community page is to begin to interpret the models that's inside Discord. And then with Discord, you show up to the classes on the weekends, and then we can interpret, and you get the free mentorship. Like that Discord does not have almost none of the profitable models that I have inside here that I'm trading on like a daily basis. None of them are in there. That is just the fundamentals to understanding and to be able to interpret and to believe what I'm talking about, and then to shape your psychology, which is huge. Because if you don't have that, then you cooked. So like if you don't understand that, then you're not gonna believe the things that I'm saying. You're not gonna be able to see nor understand. So that's what that page is for everybody. Hold on. It's down 4,000. It's just bouncing between my volume overlap levels for the day. Yeah. Okay. You know what I think? That we're doing? I think. What was that sound? It was silence on my crib. What I think in the immediate term is that this market is trapped between this 15-minute Sibi and this 15-minute Bissy. They're just goofing around over here in the zone to decide if they want to come down here and then sweep this, or if they want to come up here into the zone and then do something like this and then hunt sell side again. That's what I think that we're doing personally. What is that sound? Hold on. What's that sound?
Man, these people are not playing.
You know, that's
Yeah, that's
negative
crazy.
HVL.
They bought
They're
that whole
goofing
move back.
around up here. They're just moseying around trying to hurt people. Get you caught off sides, make you make an ill-advised decision and blow up your account. Classic shake out and squeeze. I think what'd you say? Okay, I was about to give everything up Sunday, literally, but I remembered everything I worked for. What you mean give up everything on Sunday? What you mean, Deron? Oh, you was working a job? What happened? You was getting ready to fight somebody or something? What happened? What you mean? I think we all need to be on alert. They could do anything here. Absolutely. Agreed, Chris. Starting to sound like me. That's exactly what I would say. That's exactly what I think we should do. They could do anything right now. They're bouncing us around and sideways, seeking destroy time distortion. You want to know what's seek and destroy when they dump it 400 ticks? Well, they did tap into this 15-minute Bissy. It would have been seek and destroy 100% if they would have stopped it here without tapping into it and then bounce. But then they dumped it for nearly 500 ticks and they shot it back up 450 ticks. Your account cannot withstand a 500 tick drawdown.
Hey, I tapped into a 15-minute on ES just a moment ago.
Look at us tap into this one.
Which is explaining that that retreat.
Yeah, we did. Just now. Nah, life is stressful, man, but mama ain't raised no beat. We gonna make it work. There's a will, there's a way. Absolutely, sir. You got this, bro. I believe in you, Duran. For real. You got this, bro. I know it's hard right now, but what you need to be doing in the meantime is that you need to be training your mind, getting your psychological, training your mind and understanding that it's going to be better going forward, but you can't trick it off in the meantime. Because if you trick it off, you will not be able to take advantage of said opportunities whenever they arise. So you got to have that mental strength in order to look forward and to see past today and tomorrow. And then, stay locked in because the opportunity is going to arise. There's going to be a time where you stack some bread, this trading thing finally clicks, or whatever it is in your life finally clicks, but you need to be in a position to take advantage of said opportunity. That's one of the biggest things that I've noticed about highly successful people. And that's one of the biggest things that helped my success too. I stayed ready and I stayed humble and I was locked in. And then when an opportunity arose, I sprinted towards it and I didn't look back. Oh, that's what I was talking about earlier. I knew I had amnesia. Jesus Christ. I was talking about time when I was going on that rant. I was talking about time being the most valuable thing that I've noticed. So when I was younger, I had a poverty mindset to where I used to do things even when I was younger, I would download Gas Buddy, and if gas on my side of town 1 minute from my house was $3 a gallon, and then gas 20 minutes away was like $2.95 or $2.97, I would drive 20 minutes there and then 20 minutes back to save 3 cents a gallon on a 12-gallon tank. So even if it's 5 cents a gallon on like a 15-gallon tank, you're talking about 40 minutes of your time. It's wasted, and then 10 minutes 5 minutes pumping the gas, 45 minutes of your time to then literally save $1.50, $2 for a full tank of gas. But that's poverty mindset. So yeah, JJ might say that was foolish. Yeah, you might say that now, but most people do that. Now, I'm not saying that there's a gas station 2 blocks away and it's 30 cents a gallon. You might want to wait. That's not what I'm saying. But most people will have no recollection that they'll be like, man, Gas Buddy says that X, Y, and Z. So I'm gonna do that. But that's just an example of time. Time, but you can never get that time back. You can make that $1.52 back, or even $3 you might save on it. Guys, even if gas is 30 cents a gallon cheaper, you are only saving $3 worth of time. I mean, $3 for God knows how much time driving all around town. That is not worth it. Risking getting into an accident, all these different things. So when I had a poverty mindset, I didn't understand those things. It wasn't until I started being around people with money and I started to, and higher, super higher level people thinking, and people started questioning my previous ways of belief. But not only that, I needed to have an open mindset, because if I had a shut off poverty mindset, I would have just dismissed it. Because I'll say a lot of things and people go, oh, who cares? Because that's just the natural human thing to do. In order to progress, you need to have an open mindset and you need to be willing to improve. So, but that was only possible because I was just sick of my situation. I was sick of my family being poor. I was sick of being poor. I was sick of going to the store and not being able to get what I wanted. Just truthfully call it what it was. When I was younger, I was sick of nobody not paying attention to me. I had a childish mindset, but at the time, I don't give a damn now, but I was sick of women not paying attention to me. The woman that I wanted, they didn't like me. I was sick of that. I was sick of my life. I hated myself. Every single day I woke up, I hated it. And that was the only reason where I said, man, you know what I'm doing right now just is not working, man. I'm willing to throw away everything else that I previously believed. Because how I was thinking before is exactly how everyone else around me is thinking, and they not doing well. So why the fuck am I doing that? Like, why am I doing that? Why? Everybody else is telling me how to think, and I'm looking around, and they not doing nothing. College degree, not making no money, paycheck to paycheck, starving, barely surviving. So I said, man, you know what? What if I began to change my mentality and then I started thinking like other successful people? But unfortunately, the unfortunate thing about that is this. I wasn't able to get around them until I started playing basketball, though. Until I had something to offer. Because successful people don't like wasting their time. So like they're not going to hang around you like if they because successful people know that like if they start teaching people like lower poverty mindset people, that 9.999, not 9 times, that's 9.999 times out of 10 they're going to waste their time. And like we don't like wasting our time. So they're just going to just ignore you or just find something else to do with their time. So with that being said, I had something to offer, and that was with basketball. I just happened to get lucky. I was 6'9", and I could jump out the gym, but I worked and busted my ass for that. And then I started hanging around a millionaire that was making $10 million a year every 6 months. Jerry Stackhouse. Played for the Mavs at the time. And then I started seeing how he lived, and then I just tried to copy his mentality piece by piece. And the craziest thing about it was this. Every single thing that he thought about was almost completely opposite from what I had previously come to have known from my surroundings. Just like completely opposite. Like, which is exactly what I tell y'all. It's like, it's crazy. So yeah, so I value my time. So in any event, yeah, I'm starting to get amnesia again. Anyway, selective amnesia. Hopefully get someone who isn't a dinosaur in there to do better. Yeah. Church brother. Thanks. What are you saying? Is church? I mean, you speaking real shit on changing the mindset. That's what I'm going through right now. Me and the mindset, Duran says. Absolutely, Duran. It's true. It's true. And you also need to be thinking in risk to reward. That is how you seriously, truly escape. The saddest thing about it is being in poverty or not being rich is a hamster wheel, because being poor is the most expensive thing that you could ever do. Because like the moment that you get $100, you want to hold on to it. You don't want to let it go. Like you're like, I don't know when another $100 is going to come through. People with an abundance mindset that get really rich, they go, well, this is $100. What's the next available opportunity that makes sense that I am aware of, to where like I can invest into, to where like I know for a fact it can have a solid risk to reward, and is it worth my time? How much time will it save me? Will it buy me time later? Is this something that I can replicate? And then they increase their surface area in those investments. Poor people go, man, I'm gonna just try and save a lot of money, and then guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just put it inside the bank. Or you know what? I know what I know. I ain't rich, but I know what I know, and I'm not willing to listen to nobody else. I don't need nobody tell me what to do, and if they're not willing to show me for free, then it ain't worth it. Scarcity mindset, poverty mindset. What the hell makes you think that a person that's already rich should teach you how to get rich and spend all of their time so you can pump and dump them and then run off on the plug, and then you can learn at your leisure? Who are you to learn at your leisure? It doesn't make any sense. You can learn at your leisure inside here because I post everything inside Discord. But even then, I'm going to still be on you. But who are you to learn at your leisure? You can't even learn at your leisure inside college. It's like you walking up to the chancellor at Harvard and going, "Hey, give me a Harvard degree for free. Y'all already doing well. Teach me. I'm poor. Teach me. Do it." He gonna look at you and be like, "Boy, if you don't come up with 200,000 right now for this semester, for this calendar year, then you can learn. You can go somewhere else. Go pick up leaves somewhere else or pick up cans. That's what they're gonna tell you. I promise you, that's what they're gonna say. So that's that. And I'm going on a rant because they're in time distortion, but it's true. It's the stupidest thing ever. Poor people came up with that in order to keep other people poor. It's like a disease, and I can't believe that they used to infect my mind back then when I was younger. I had to escape. I had to rewrite my entire thinking and my very being. It trapped me. Scarcity mindset. You need to be around people that are doing what you're trying to do and that are willing to push you. If not, you're cooked. Hey, how come you don't have it? Hey, how come you don't have your cam anymore? The reason why I don't have my cam anymore, if you want me to be honest with you, is because I think that it became unrelatable, and I want to focus on what's to be on what needs to be focused on. I bought a multi-million-dollar penthouse, and like I'm not even showing it because I think that it got unrelatable, and like I just didn't like that feeling. Want to know why? Because I used to be poor, and I know what it feels like. Me showing you a multi-million-dollar penthouse over here, over looking over Midtown, is not going to do anything for you. You don't give a fuck about that, or at least you shouldn't. You should be caring about more so about what these candles right here are doing, and about the knowledge that I'm imparting, how I'm managing my risk, and what everyone else inside Discord is saying. That's why I stopped showing that. So yeah, I bought this to then go live January 1st. But then I just wasted all of that money, essentially. I mean, like, the house is still nice and all, but I'm not even using it. That was the only reason why I got this place. There wasn't a coincidence I moved here January 1st. And I started live streaming here a few days later. But it is what it is. Because here's one thing about me. If I firmly believe something, no matter how well I am married to that idea, the most successful people I've known is that no matter how married they are to an idea, if something makes sense, they care less about being right than they care about doing the right thing and something that makes sense. And that's going to be, and that's going to be beneficial. So I sort of kind of missed my words there, but you get the point. Hopefully you get the point that I'm trying to make. At the end of the day, my goal is to help change people's lives and to reach as many people as possible. Not to sit here and showboat. I don't care about this crib. I don't care. I care more about you seeing these charts, you being able to ask questions, the mentorship, being able to reach you guys, and this and that. Yeah, the views are going down, but it's okay. That's okay. This ain't.
Les mentioned, why don't you get like a green screen, which is you could do that.
Green screen for what? Let's see.
Like a green screen, just put it behind your setup, so you could actually put like the projects in the background.
They for sure will. They'll be like, that dude's living in a dump. I'm not going to, guys, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I put up a green screen
exactly.
Here, guys, if I put up a green screen here, like, guys, I have seen some traders literally like trading in like a complete shithole. And like people are still following them and copying their trades. And then I've seen people that say, man, I'm not profitable. Don't copy me. And people still copy their trades. So, but I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Because people are like, man, you don't know what you're doing. You're living in a dump. Go get a job. Why are you on here streaming all day?
Yeah.
But then if I show my crib, people still think it's AI. People mess with me like, nice AI background, loser. Hey, show your real house. I'm like, wait, what? Here's my house. Liar. I'm like, wait, what? Okay. And then I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, because people go, man, there's no way that I could do that. That dude right there, he's living in that house because of the courses. So then what I did was I took a screenshot and I showed people out of the 300 members inside here, I'm only making like $1,700, $1,600 a month after they take their cut. Like it's literally nothing. So then, like, I'm cooked as far as that's concerned. So then their other excuses, they'll go, well, I can't relate to that because I could never do that. I'm just trying to make $500 a day. So let me not tune in and let me not pay attention. because that's just unrelatable. That's just unrealistic. Nobody can really do that. He's not touchable. But but so that's why I decided to cut it. I was like, man, let me just focus up. Let me focus on what I can control. Other than that, that's where we're at. So let me lock in. Oh God. Yeah, mind virus. Yeah. Right. Yeah, absolutely. How is it leaving
Franco
close
asked.
people to you that didn't want to match your mentality?
Yeah, I put that right there.
How was that? Leaving that? Well, here's the deal. Your yeah, um, it sucks. It sucks, but it also doesn't suck. Because until I fully understood this quote that I'm getting ready to say, and I want to say this correctly. Until I understood this, until I understood this, um, what was it? What was it that helped me? At the end of the day, we are all going to go out of this singular by ourselves. We can't take
Well,
anybody with us, unfortunately. Now, the memories, sure, but at the end of the day, when your heart stops beating, no matter who you love or wherever you think you are, what you got, you can't take nothing with you, and you can't take anybody with you. So this is your life to live at the end of the day. So one, I needed to understand that. And then the second thing I need to understand that relates to that is specifically this. If you are uber successful, your circle is going to change eventually. Because the same thing that you were doing before, like you can't do them. Like, dude, like if you making millions of dollars a year and you still running around with Peanut and Pookie and Ray Ray, and they got fully auto switch Glock 19s in the back of a trunk, then I don't know what to tell you. You're just being foolish. So you can't do the things that you were doing beforehand. So that goes without saying. So yes, you need to change. People go, one of the stupidest things I've heard was, man, you changed, man. You switched up. You switched up on us, man, when you got that money. What the hell are you talking about? Are you crazy? Of course I switched up. You think I'm going to risk my freedom whenever I'm making $1 million, $2 million a year? Are you crazy? Are you high? Would you? Of course you wouldn't. Well, maybe I would. Man, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. So yes, you're going to change. It's called progression. If you're not progressing, then you're regressing. So that was the second thing that I needed to understand. And then the final point that ties everything together, the third point that I need to understand in order to answer this question was this. If you are successful, you're naturally going to have to leave people behind to progress. Because most people are okay with being complacent. But that's okay. Because you can't save everybody. That's just life. And then the other part of that is, if I am such a loser to where I just sit around and I goof around and I just say, hey man, hey, excuse this, but this is a joke I say with my dad. Hey, you know what? This is a joke we say. Joke we mean to where like it means you're doing nothing. Where you're just sitting in bed, just plucking hairs off your balls. Just goofing around, doing nothing. Just time distortion. Goofing around. And like if I'm doing that all day, and if I'm like, I only want to aspire to pick up cans for the rest of my life, how many of those friends do you think are going to want to hang out with you? Answer that question. You don't even have to answer that. Just think about what I just said. Are you going to have a lot of friends? Like if you just let all your teeth fall out, and and you coming around your friends and you stinking, and and you got patches in your head, and your friends like, yo, what's going on with you? And you're like, man, hoboism is my new life. I don't want to do nothing, no money, no nothing, and I like doing reckless things. I'm just a degenerate. Do you think that they're going to want to hang out with you for long? No. Why? Because they now know that you're at the bottom of the totem pole, so they're going to leave you behind regardless. Okay, man, so where are you getting at with all of this? Those were extremes. Yes, they were extremes for a reason. Because you need to understand this very important concept. Both scenarios result in you losing your friends. And both scenarios result in some people either leaving you behind, or you in turn leaving those people behind. However, the first scenario that I gave, and this is the entire purpose of this lesson, the first scenario that I gave, revolves around you leaving, you getting the chance to choose who you leave behind potentially, so that you can progress. And then the beautiful thing about it is that you can now do whatever the hell you want to, and now you are successful, and you're living happily. You know, your husband or your wife or whoever it is, your kids, your lineage is taken care of, living stress free. You don't got to worry about different things. So you choose, is what I tell people. You choose your hard. I know which one I want to choose. I know exactly which one I want to choose. I'd rather cry in a Bentley than cry in a Honda. If I got a chance to choose, if I got a chance to choose which if man A or man B is going to cheat on me and I got no other options, I'd rather I'd rather cry in a multi-million dollar crib in a Bentley, Bentayga, than cry in a 1988 Honda Civic. You choose. So they both scenarios are hard, but I know which one. But I know which one would soften the blow a little bit more. I'm just it's not making it right, but I know which one would soften the blow a little bit more. In any event, and you can really be in Wakanda. The troll population is growing rapidly. Yeah. Do not take life too seriously. You will never get out of it alive, Albert Hubbard says. Absolutely. Absolutely. But like that's just what I think. You gotta choose your heart. Both scenarios are hard. Both of them aren't fair. But the Bentley one was a little bit of an extreme example. But at the end of the day, it's true. It's either your friends are gonna progress without you, or you can progress and then you can be the successful one, and then you can choose which friends that you want to hang around with. But the first one gives you the first option gives you the options. You can choose. Leave the Hondas out of this. Yeah, I will. Sorry. I love Hondas. I used to have a Honda Civic, 95. Hell of a car. You showed us what's possible. I do. Thanks for answering, brother. But no, congratulations, you worked on. Yeah, thanks, Jay Jones. Not the projects. They asked you to touch the ceiling. Yeah, they did. He did. Dude was like, touch the ceiling if it's real. Bro, this ceiling is literally 25 feet high in this condo. 25, 30. This is impossible. I cannot touch that. This is seek and destroy because they didn't even touch. Like, yeah, they swept this, but like they didn't even touch this 15-minute sip. Oh no, wait, I lied. They tapped this. Okay. They asked you. Okay, I read that. You should get a green screen, a trap house. Yeah, I know. Then nobody will listen. Damn if I do, damn if I don't.
Chris, you're right over here.
You see, yeah, I choose.
So you're all right over here.
Time.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Bro, this fib has been working. I do the fib on this, man. Wow.
Didn't even do the fib. I like my lines of liquidity from top to bottom of current price action, because if I see that a certain level of liquidity is already hit and it's getting kind of a resistance level, not trying to be a resistance trader, but once I see something kind of get hit, matched with like a VWAP or an MA9 2200 type of situation, I'm in for it. Like I scaled into this trade. I'm in 6 micros right now. Ooh, 6 minis, Jesus. 6 micros right now, because I scaled into it as it went up because I was expecting this dump after that slap off the VWAP. So right now I'm up 250, almost 300 if I take it right now, but I'm gonna let it ride a little bit because I like this 5-minute that we have down here. And with only risking like 150 now that I've been able to scale a little bit, I'm okay with this trade. I might even go break even. I'm not certain though. I want to give it a little room to gallop.
We're doing shortness.
I'm in a short right now, yeah.
Look at this trend line.
Yeah, I drew the fib. I've been working off the fib.
Yeah, I've been going off that trend line type of thing just because I think that it's gonna, not trying to be a trend line trader, but I think it's gonna snap.
Yeah, 100%. The only thing is are they going to tap to this 15-minute sippy and then snap? That is literally the only question.
Yeah, I was looking at that. That's the only thing that's effing up my trade right now. I was thinking about waiting till it bounces off that, but I liked the price action scaling into, but I don't know.
They're goofing around over here.
Yeah, they are.
At this market looking like it's trying to bounce up this.
Yeah, I cut it. I didn't like the the reaction off that.
It's man, it didn't necessarily snap it here, but it's close. Like they might shoot this high over here and then take it out. Both scenarios result in them snapping this and going lower. Rather be called fake than trying to be real. Green screen, yeah, exactly. We shouldn't be trying to we shouldn't be trying to fit in or mold ourselves into what others think that we should do. We need to do we need to have enough wherewithal to understand what's right and what's wrong, and then we also need to have enough of a mentality to where we have an open mindset that's open to improvement. But however, in order for that to be the case, the craziest thing about this is this. In order for you to seriously improve, and this is what scares a lot of people, you need to listen to someone that does not agree with every single thing that you say. Because if you say, well, I'm just make this up, hey, orange man bad or orange man good, and every single person around you believes that, then or hey, don't listen to this guy, don't listen to that guy, or don't listen to that girl. How like how are you going to improve? Like how? Like something has to challenge you, and you have to be willing to listen. Look at them keep on rejecting us. I'm getting ready to short this potentially. They're goofing around over here at this low.
Yeah, I didn't like the
Seriously
reaction on
thinking about
that
shorting this.
green candle, so I did cut earlier for 60 $60 in profit, but I honestly, now that he pointed that out, I want a full tap off that 15 that's above
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, I mean,
That or even a break above to that cuz right above at 50 or I'm sorry, 25 310 flat, we have the start of that 15 that got us down here in the first place.
mm,
So I don't know. I'm looking at that 15, waiting for the rejection because there's that 15 and that 5
yeah.
perfectly lined up.
Hold on. Let me check the Discord. Discord. I want to send out an alert. Discord. Guys, listen. I said this morning. Guys, listen. I added this news feed channel here. This thing is going to continuously keep on updating, like all throughout the day, and like it's going to send annoying notifications. You need to come over here. You need to right click, and you need to mute the category if they're sending you too many messages. So like you can adjust the settings for this channel here because this thing is going to keep on sending out updates. It's like a bot that I added. So I'm always open to improvement. I'm not lying. There was a Discord member that sent me this message and said, "Hey, can you add this?" And I looked into it and I added it within 30 minutes. So now we have a continuous updating live news feed at all times, right here running. Okay, so that's what that was. Just to let you know. But
Damn, I wish I held that
but
short.
if it's too loud, then you need to mute it. But that's the alert. I'll let you know. Look to me like they're getting ready to dump this. Which one is it? Man, this does not look good. This is not indicative. Like they're coming here. They tapped this thing for like a third time. Looks to me like they're getting ready to dump this, man.
If they had gone a little bit
Both
higher
scenarios,
than that
yeah.
last
If they would have went
high,
higher, I
I
would
would
have
have
shorted
started.
this.
Yes. Oh, thank you, E. Thank you. You just validated my thought.
Yeah, man. I would have shorted this if they would have stopped here like this and shot this up and then tapped this and then rejected. Oh, for sure,
See,
easy short. But see,
I was in that
this.
short, but I didn't like the reaction of that last green candle, at least on the 3 minute. So I cut it for that $60. But I honestly think it's going to go down for that 25 like 78 level.
Yeah, I think
because you got a 5 minute right there.
That's what I seriously think in my brain. I seriously.
Well, because you got a 5 minute right there. If you're going off the trend line traders, you've got that trend. If it snaps, that'll just validate it even further. Plus, you're at your lowest point for your MA 220 and your nines. All of them are above head. The only one that's below head right now is that 20, I believe. And even still, that's like the only thing keeping us afloat is that MA 20.
They're goofing around over here at this timestamp 144. They might do one shakeout higher. I gotta watch this. They're goofing around at this level here, this 680 level. They're dancing us around here. If I short this right now, I get cooked on an insane bounce, and then I'm tapping to what I was looking at. But then by that time, I would have blown up my account.
If I'm following my rules, I only have about 15 more minutes because I got to get out of the market by 2, because then that's where I usually fuck up. So I've got 15 minutes on me to see if anything happens, but that does not mean that I'm gonna make anything happen. I need to see it happen. That's not for you. That's totally me talking to myself, because I need to start doing that more.
Absolutely.
If they snap that 25 205.50 level from that last liquidity on that little bit of a, once again, I'm going off a 3 minute, so I might have more of a tail than you do. But for me, if they snap that 25 205.50 level, that's my first confirmation then that they might be going lower. And then if they snap 25 184 flat, which is right before the break of that quote unquote trend line, I'm gonna enter a short.
Yeah.
Aiming for 25.78.
I took shorts on SPY 680. Yeah. They might dump it and come down over into the zone. Look at this LR that they've been engineering. Mini. Seek and destroy almost.
The only thing keeping that, yeah, the only thing keeping that trade or that the small pump alive before the dump is we're looking at that 200 at 25.202 is keeping it afloat right now. But if it snaps that 25.202, which goes right with my 25.05 snap, that's gonna be hell in a handbasket right there.
Yeah, that would have been my little short trend line trade right here, like shortening it, like shortening up over here and then targeting this, because believe it or not, they actually gave 100 ticks off of this trend line snap, just simply just to invalidate these people, just to shake them out. So I'm not sure what they're getting ready to do next after this. But however, one thing to keep in mind is that we're just going sideways. They're goofing around. We're just going sideways.
Technically, we still have the first presented 15 above head, which is right above the VWAP, which we haven't touched since the formation of it. I'm looking for a snap back into that, look for the reaction. If it goes past it, great. But if I see good price action off that 15-minute above head, I truly think it's going to go lower. I might not go for the full 25.78 target that I was talking about. Sure. I might go for like one of these smaller internals, like maybe 25 142 or 25 168 if we get a good enough retracement. But I don't want to get boofed on if that just ends up being the start of a liquidation rate up,
All right. Agreed.
Because we're about to snap that VWAP or slap that VWAP.
Shortness into the hole is ill-advised.
Yeah.
They just reclaimed that quote-unquote trend line just now. They came down here, they snapped it, made you look as though they was going to go lower, closed below it, came up here, got you to short it over here so you can get the retest and then go lower, and now they're squeezing up into this 15-minute busy. This 15-minute sibby. They're squeezing this. They're targeting a higher drawn liquidity. There's something above head on this.
Right now that there's a huge 15-minute above head from that.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
Let's see. That high is also the high of that candle that helped form that is also a round number at the 25.310. So that could also be something that they're using for a target.
25.310. Let's see.
But whether they use that to try to, because this 1 hour is still fully intact, it's not mitigated, so they could then bounce it between that 15 and 5 that are right at the bottom there at that 25.310.
What's mitigated? I want to see.
Say again?
Hold on. I said, what's mitigated? I want to see. I want to see what you were looking at. Short. Hover your mouse above it so I can see it. I want to see.
Oh, gotcha. So, like, when I say mitigated, like, we've tapped back into this, but what I consider fully mitigated is if we get a close of a candle outside of it.
Okay.
So the fact that we still have this full 1 hour intact and this 15, like they've been touched, but they aren't fully mitigated in my aspect. So
So you don't consider mitigated whenever they touch it. You consider mitigated like if they close below the consequent encroachment.
Correct. So what I consider like what I consider it to be dead in the water is if it closes under, and then otherwise I consider it you know, it's not a term, it's not a stock trading term, but for me, I consider this all of this movement here, especially this one that tapped into this 15 here, I consider that a touch. That is a touch is what I consider a weakening in it until it closes below it. Okay. So like this touch, especially this 15 touch, I would be like, ooh, so this still has power in it. And then it was tapped into a second time. Okay, it's weakened again. And then I would look for maybe a third tap in before I'd be like, oh, it's just going to fucking plummet through. Gotcha. So touches for me or taps into it are just going into it. For me personally, I might need to find a better term especially if I'm talking in the trading floor. I don't want to get anybody confused. But I don't consider it mitigated fully until it is closed outside of the SIBI or the BISI in question.
Gotcha. Crystal clear.
So if you guys know of a stock term that is better or is the proper terminology for that, please let me know so I can properly adjust my speech. Otherwise, I haven't heard anything differently.
Yeah. I think unmitigated means untested, and I think mitigated means tested or filled. That's what I think. That's what I believe. But then I think that what you're referencing is just a different degree of it being mitigated or not that you're trying to use for validation. Because I look for because I might pay attention to that as well to then see if but like not a close below the consequent encroachment, but you back tested that. What I look for is to see, did we even get close to the consequent encroachment of whatever FVG I'm looking at on whatever time frame? Like, did we even get close? Or are they not even remotely even considering trying to touch this? Then like it leads me to believe that they're getting ready to continue in that same direction. But like if we do get a close below that, or like if we just start dancing around below that consequent encroachment level, then I'm like, man, this is weak. But like if we tap the consequent encroachment level and we start bouncing from that, I'm like, oof. I'm not sure about that. Like I think they're getting ready to shoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to see. Like that's what I'm starting to think now, and that's why I like exited that trade once that green bounce happened. I didn't like the price action off that, so my bias changed slightly. Originally, I was thinking the aim higher, but with some of the liquidity targets that we had so close at hand, I just didn't know which one they were going to pursue, so I went for a short. I would have been able to close it at like $250, but I had a stop loss set at $60. Just in case, but that got tapped into, so you know what, whatever, it's fine. Still ended up taking profit. But I thank you. I appreciate that different way of thinking of it.
For sure.
Because the last thing I want to do is confuse anybody's trade ideas and make them lose money, you know?
Of course not, yeah, guys, that's the beautiful thing about it is that we'll all bounce ideas off each other. Guys, listen, look, they just tapped into this VWAP just now. So that's another thing that they like to target in order to fill orders. That does not mean we touch the VWAP so you short. That just means like if you were in this long over here, then you should like if it was in your favor, then like you should potentially be scaling out over here as we're getting there. Mitigated means made less severe, and unmitigated means to be left alone or untouched or untreated. Absolutely. Agreed.
Heard that.
Agreed. Well, that's what our Phantom said. Yeah, agreed, Phantom. So yeah, unmitigated. So like an unmitigated 15-minute SIBI is one where they haven't tested, and an unmitigated 15-minute BISI is the same thing.
Gotcha.
I wonder if they're going to ready to shoot this on the spot.
We did just start to tap right into that 200 on the MNQ. So that's why I think we're getting this little bit of a rejection downwards, but that VWAP is right there ready to pop us back up. I think with a little bit more retracement, like not by much, like maybe 10, 15 ticks down, it'll smack that M9, bring it back up to the VWAP, smack it through the 200, and we might have a little bit of that reversal on our hands. But once again, I'm just thinking out loud. I fully expect us by the end of this market session, whether I'm in it or not, to go back up to that 1 hour that and for us to smack Murdoch's price target from earlier. That's what I'm expecting from the rest of this session, but it's just a matter of when, how long, and what it's going to use to get there.
Right. Exactly. Agreed. They're goofing around up here, trying to decide if they want to squeeze and go higher, start hunting sell side.
We went as low as a 1,300 point drop from the top of that move to the bottom of that move. That's wild.
That trend line. Another trend line in the making. Another one that they'll probably come over here and tap, and then they'll snap again. Scare people. Best to be on alert with this. I want to short this, but I don't trust them. They finally tapped this 15-minute SIBI, but I don't have nothing in the immediate term to manage my risk off of other than, did we touch this? No, we missed it by a tick. Did they touch it on the NQ? Yeah, no, we tapped it on it. I don't know. Did we tap this on the NQ? Missed it by a tick. I'm not sure about this because we didn't touch that. Goofing around. Best to be on alert, like Chris P says. Can't believe I took that loss earlier. What is that? Close, 611, 66. It's a 5-point volume imbalance right there. I wonder what this means. They come down here, and if they come down here and if they touch this, I don't know. They come down here and they ain't gonna touch this trend line again, and they bounce, I'm gonna think that they're getting ready to snap. Because I know what that means again. And I might short it, because I know what the trend line means. Time to get your fixing. They got this harmonizing pattern where they're making many higher highs and many higher lows. In the immediate term, this market is bullish. In the immediate term, this market is bullish. This market was bullish in the immediate term whenever we took out this high here. Whenever we took out this high here, as of 1:49 p.m., less than 10 minutes ago, this market is in a bullish buy-side delivery program in the immediate term. So it is trying to target buy-side. You need to understand that. That's what they're trying to do. In the immediate term, they're not trying to go lower.
Did they flash VWAP on that small little dump?
Which one? Nah, not on NQ. They trying to reattack this VWAP over here on the QQQ. They flashed the VWAP over here on the ES, and then they flashed the VWAP up here above over here on SPY. SPY VWAP is above head. SPX VWAP they have not touched yet. They have not done that yet. I can't believe I messed up that payout. Another 2 weeks.
I still think we're gonna go higher because that same movement on that trend line, that's what I caught on this morning. And I think they probably gonna do the same thing and forget about the trend line
Yeah.
and then push this a little bit higher.
Mm. Agreed.
I think they going to 310.
310.
Don't call me crazy. I have
I
a
agree.
target at 350.
Oh,
I agree. That's where I think they're going next too.
You say at 315 or 350?
350. Yeah, 350.
I can see that.
350.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, Chilo, you and I have the same idea.
Yeah, I can see that, man. All just aside, I can see that.
If we tap 323 and we stay above it and hold it, yeah, they're gonna run this a little bit higher more.
I agree. 818 trades. Let's to be on alert though.
Do we have anything for the 209 time hack?
I gotta wait and I gotta see what they decide to engineer over these next 5 to 10 minutes. Because we just went down over here in a straight line. They didn't leave any liquidity up or below. So like they need to engineer liquidity now. And how they do that is by doing what they're doing now. And by going up and randomly dumping it and then stopping it and then going up. And then popping it above head and then going below. So all they're doing right now is that they're correcting this mistake and this mistake that they did. They're just trying to engineer more liquidity targets for a later point in time for it to be ran. And they're doing it almost with this LRLR pattern. Seek and destroy LRLR pattern. It's crazy. Let me check Discord.
Ooh, I love that.
It's going higher. We're in an immediate buy side delivery program. Immediate buy side delivery program. They're just going to keep trying to target higher draws on liquidity. This market in the immediate term is not bearish. On an intraday time frame, it is bearish. But intraday means that it can do that from over the course of an hour or 3 or 4 hours. So if your trades normally last 5 minutes and you trade an intraday, you're gonna get cooked. And if your size in this position off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and not potentially sitting through an hour or 2 hours with the price action during the current market times in negative HVL, you're gonna get cooked. Be on alert. It's been a tough day, bro. I'm sorry now. A lot better than it was earlier. That's for sure. Yeah, I took a loss. I wanted to blow this account with 25K, AC. I wanted to do it. So we'll see.
It's a 82 game season, bro.
Word. I got other ones. It'll be okay. I'm watching this. Goofing around with this trend line again. They are.